Hello and welcome to the final boss. Today is the day. We are outside the final star system. We're taking on the big bad final boss, Inquisitor Calcazar, and whatever tricks he have up his sleeve. We've got to clear out a small section of ships. We've got to check out these dead stars around, which probably aren't anything, I hope. And then we land on the tomb world of Epitaph. Can we sneak to a dead star before we get in there? These things, I've never seen anything like them before, but the panel of the ship's tech priest Lumo reader says they're star corpses. Not just corpses, they call them stellicide victims. Are there too many stars in this system? I agree, the stellar trajectory also suggests most of these stars didn't used to be here. Someone was hoarding them all in this system, and I wouldn't like to have been here at that time. The gravitational currents would have been pure chaos. Who could have pulled off something like that? Was it the Drukari? Dragging stars around like they are is quite a character for those damn xenos. What did the Lumo readers mean? Who knows with these star sages? Apparently when a star dies of natural death, it's different. These look like they were murdered and plundered. All of their energy was siphoned like when a spider sucks the innards out of the fly. Witnessing these husks, if you don't mind me saying, scared the Lumo readers so much that they wet their metal trousers. That counts for all of them. All right, great. This is obvious signs of the Satan. These are star readers, so. Lord Captain, a Xeno squadron is on intercept. It's the same abominations before. What got them so riled up? They're guards. The ships took off from the surface of the planet as soon as we bathed it with the eye of our auger. I'm not an expert on Xeno minds, but I know void maneuvers. I can tell you this, they're angry and they're approaching on a direct and unambiguously aggressive trajectory. Prepare for battle. Prepare for battle. Do we take Cabela back into the party? Hard to say. Maybe, though. Maybe. She didn't die? No. Mazrahai died. We murdered Mazrahai.
Uncertain.
2 light cruisers, 2 frigates? That ain't too shabby. What else do we have? We have an Imperium Storm charged. We've got the Corpus Cacant charged and the Premonition as well. I also, unfortunately, have a gas and dust cloud here, which is both good and bad. Here's the cool thing. If I go into this, I get that 30% evasion, and if I hit this, I get another 35%, which would put me at a base 65. It would make me really, really hard for them to hit. But I don't know if that's what we want. I could end it. I can't hit anything, though. That's the problem, is that, like, my starboard is really short range. And my range is going to go down a bunch if I go in there. So I think... Do any of these have a commander? This one does. And its weak spot is in the butt. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Charter course.
I want to get off some Meltatorps.
Torpedoes.
And they'd be good to actually leave in the cloud. That can't hit. Oh, I lost the range. Okay, if I go there, I can still hit them. So we'll try to take out this Jackal class frigate first.
Send them into our cold void.
I'm hoping.
Macro cannons.
I'm hoping. God.
Eviscerate them.
All right, we got its reanimation protocol triggered. That's at least good. If I cast Imperium Storm, we'll hit it 8 more times. don't think this will count, but I'm gonna try it. Strafe and jump. It did not work. Now, here's a question. Do I put on my butt armor or my side armor? I think I'm gonna put the butt armor on. That feels like the slightly safer bet. And then honestly, I feel like we should hit the warp channel. Probably don't want to jump into an asteroid field. This guy is going to start tearing himself apart. The question ends up being like, which guy do I want to... Some of these guys will go for my pirate escort. I think I'm going to spin him. That way, to get around to me, he's kind of got to go for the back armor, which feels like the slightly better choice. Commander seat is empty as Mazarhai is dead. Oh. That's a whoopsie. Master Cannoneer died after rejecting to be a sub in the relationship. I guess so. I'll be honest, I didn't realize we had done that. Which melted torps are these? My melted torps? They are. So my torps should go first, but I bet they won't. Yeah, I don't know why this is the case. Those melted torps always go. Yeah, Master Cannoneer is empty. That sucks. That's a whoopsie doopsie. That's a hell of a whoopsie doopsie. This is very good though. His weak spot is open to us. Ooh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I think we take the new heading. Cut this asteroid field. Okay, apparently still take damage from it. Hit the reanimation protocols already on this sucker. And then honestly, we can even hit him with the Fangs of Janus. Now. Here's the real question. If I jump forward... Damn, man. If I could have expeditious reloaded here, I would have been able to shoot him again. And what I want to do is I want to jump forward and then hit the Imperium storm on this guy because it'll be in his weak point. My Meltatorps aren't going to be able to hit anything. Ah, damn. Not only that, but I took him out of the evasion cloud. All right, we're going to do this. Warp jump. Imperium storm. He's going to die from falling apart at the start of his turn. So I don't super have to worry about that.
Near us to our target.
I think let's just try to stay as behind this guy as we possibly can. And then I feel like that's probably all we can do here. Saves come for the replacement? No, I don't think we need to, honestly. He is also breaking apart. He dies on his next turn. Great. So that's 2 of the ships down. That guy's way far out. You're toast. This guy has 2 stacks of aiming protocol, so he's doing like 100% extra damage right now. Yep. Okay, shields holding. Shields holding. Just barely, though. My Meltatorps get a perfect clean hit here. Huge. What about those Plasma Torps? Are they going to come in? No. But you were. Nice. Very good, thank you.
Send their souls to the void.
Now. What's our port?
Eviscerate them.
Let's just scoot and boot.
Send them into the cold void.
Probably should have used that after getting behind him. If I go here, though... I can do that. Jump straight through him. And then I can go here, and I can actually hit this guy.
Chart a course.
Man, our ship is a monster. Huge damage. Hit him with the warp storm. Activate reanimation protocols. Very nice. I am just out of range of shield pulse. That sucks. If I use the arc auger, will that increase the next 2 shots? I don't think so. And that's not going to do much for me either. Well, we're fine. He hits us on the turbocharged shields. He's getting ripped apart. You ain't going nowhere, buddy.
Annihilate them.
Livy, good morning. Warp storm. Let's go. Let's go. You know, because I do feel bad about it. We'll put Cabela back on Master Cannoneer. Fix up the ship. Quick save. And scan the final planet. Tomb World Epitaph. Lord Captain, we've spotted a planetoid with an unidentified xenos structure. Something tells me this is the place we've been looking for. Augur clerics detect a field of void mines on our trajectory towards the planetoid. We do have a deactivation code. What do we see on the planetoid? Practically nothing. The magnetic radiation blinds the machine spirits. We see some kind of wicked pyramid, and we're picking up a few encrypted box transmissions. Tell me more about the mines. Good mines, I know from experience, encased by ceramide under a coat of cameline. Camelioline? Their cognate detonators are inhabited by the most malicious and cunning machine spirits you've ever seen. Far too good for pirates. And given that they've been planted for 7 cubic kilometers, I reason that these are gifts from the Lord Inquisitor's own stores. Transmit the deactivation codes. Receiving return signal, 5% of mines report a transition to sleep mode. Receiving coordinates of the area designated as main landing site. We have a safe channel of approach towards Epitaph and coordinates for landing. Any traces of Calcazar? Plenty. We're picking up the remaining Vox echoes of conversations, standard signals belonging to Augur observation systems, the gas thermal trails of shuttles preparing to land. You know, Lord Captain, it seems to me that this place is about to fall apart. Augurs detect a multitude of signs pointing to structural damage in the tomb located on the planetoid, and they are very fresh. Commence landing. Are you certain, Lord Captain? I beg your pardon for such audacity, but this old void wolf's gut tells him that this tomb is very likely to become ours. I have this bad feeling, as if, forgive me, your lordship, I've completely lost my senses giving out advice like that. We will make the landing. Be careful, your lordship. We'll wait as long as it takes for your retrieval signal, even if every xeno fleet in the world appears to swat us from orbit. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Final speech. Every person on the bridge freezes in astonishment, watching the remarkable procession approach your throne. Officers and enforcers are glancing at you questioningly, but do not interfere until they're ordered to. Nomos! Whoa. You look different, Nomos. You look like some sort of weird Eldari creature. We have come to speak with you, biggest Turg. You gave us food for consideration by revealing the mystery of our origin. From then to now, we observed, calculated, and sensed, and we discovered a great change is coming, a trial. We see that the future has potential, a great wave that sweeps everything away, a probability of deaths and ruin, and with them comes a probability of ascension, or claiming, of an infinite of possibilities. Nomos awaits this feast eagerly. We wish to share it with you. You are the one who can ride the wave with us. What do you want to do? Wait until the unknown threat appears before you, then face it. We do not know where or when it will happen, but we do know what we will face. We do not know what we will face, but we know that we want to be there with you. There is something we require to do it. Nomos are tethered to the shell of the ship. We can only follow you outside by using servitors as our shell, but they are lacking. Only a modicum of us can enter such a primitive vessel, and our power is likewise limited. We need a vessel, a body, but very few things can house us. That is why we have come to ask you. Megas Asclepius has offered his shell to us. Indeed I have. I cannot think of a prouder end to my pilgrimage than the litany of synchronization with the Great Spirit. I will become a vessel for the Omniscia's favorite child and step beyond the confines of wretched living existence into the halls of the eternal machine song. You would sacrifice yourself? I desire it more than anything. Why are you asking him when you can take what you want and use it how you want? Good point, Nomos. Very good point. What's the coming threat? Nomos cannot say. Something changed after you helped us remember our birth on Epitaph. We now sense the liberation of something vast, which is actually a mere fraction of something limitless. It is seeping through a breach, its shoulders pushing against the walls of its prison we are about to give, but what it is, we do not know. We must say, it frightens us to think about this unknown something that's trying to break free. It's so vast, too vast to measure or explain. It excites us, it makes us eager. The greater the danger, the stronger the craving for triumph. I've made my decision. Give us freedom and we will stand with you in the hour of great need. Yeah, man, why not? What's the worst that could happen, right? Something makes me worry that, like, Nomos is also a Satan shard, and that we're just going to make this boss fight harder on ourselves, but... Levy, you watched the Age of Wonders stream? You're super hyped? Nice. I have not checked it out, but I have seen some of the new stuff, so I'm very, very excited to get into some Age of Wonders after. Praise the Omniscia. I kneel before his favorite child and humbly offer this shell as a gift. May I become a temple to the machine and a vessel for its great spirit. How interesting. We feel restricted, but not as much as inside servitors. Some work must be done on the new shell, then it will be ready for the journeys to the outside. We will leave you now, biggest Turg, but in the hour when you stand before the great trial, we will return and stand with you side by side. Sick. Does everybody want to speak with me? They do. How fun. Sure, nothing bad's gonna come from it? Oh, absolutely nothing bad. Dark Master's gaze is upon you. Big A? He looks at you with a tired smile. He cannot resist giving you his characteristic appraising glance. Lord Captain, my service to you began under the most remarkable circumstances. I should hardly be surprised that you've delivered us into circumstances more unexpected and surprising than ever before. One thing I am certain, the Von Valencius dynasty will cover itself in glory today. Abelard, no matter what happened, you were always at my side. A seneschal's place is at the rogue traitor's side. As you have learned, others can betray and abandon you in your darkest hour. If the Lord Captain cannot count on his seneschal, then there is no one he can count on. That is not a fate that I wish for you, so I am doing my duty. You must already consider what you're going to do with this campaign. At the end, somewhat embarrassed, he tucks his thumb into his belt. Now that I have your blessing, it's time I take care of my family. The Warsarian clan has gone without its patriarch for far too long. I should make time for my descendants before some noble upstart tries to chew them up again. Are you ready to follow me all the way? As always, Lord Captain, I would follow you into fire and back. God Emperor be my witness. I've had the honor of serving under 2 rogue traders and survived one, so there should be no shame in going down alongside the other, if it comes to that naturally. His chuckle sounds slightly sharper than usual. Get ready, Abelard. We got an ordeal ahead of us. We've been through worse, he grins cheekily, and for a split second looks younger by a good 100 years. He then bows his gray head. I serve House von Valancius, Lord Captain. I gotta say my goodbyes. Cassia. This place is drowning in anxieties and the color of olive haze. Through many try to paint their insecurities over with deliberately bright hues. Pale gray shadows swirl in a mournful dance, heralding the danger ahead. I cast them away as I cast away my doubts. There is no turning back. Nod curtly. I see flashes of mottled color swirling at your temples. Did you want something? Steel yourself. The hour of battle is at hand. My heart is fluttering, Lord Captain, but not because of fear and doubt. I am ready to face what's coming. Glado. No, I can't say goodbye to Glado. Solomorn is still deep in thought, looking more like a statue than a living person. Only when Glado lets out a low growl, drawing his attention, does he break his stillness. Come with some parting words, rogue trader? Now is the time. There may not be another opportunity. Are you afraid to step into the unknown where there is no law? No more than Glado is. Glado bares his metal fangs and Solomon's mouth broadens into a dangerous death or glory grin. Let those who hide from us at the edge of the galaxy be afraid. We will bring the Lex Imperialis to them whether they want it or not. So biggest turg, shall we show them all? I thought we said the Lex Imperialis was garbage and we don't want it. Hey Glado, I'll keep an eye on your arbiter if you die. I'll promise. Suddenly, Solomon throws his head back and emits a sound whose very existence has long been doubted. The Proctor laughs. His laughter, unusually sincere and gleeful, rolls across the bridge. Will you now? As if I'd let Glado die while I still live. What are you gonna do if we survive? Honestly, don't know. The Arbites no longer exists in the Expanse, but that doesn't mean I can't serve the God Emperor's law. I'll consider my future later, as you say, if we survive. You know I'm ready, baby. Good day, Veremo. Welcome to the Heresy. The tech priest is checking his gear, whispering prayers to the Omnisci, and looks up at you and speaks matter-of-factly. The technical equipment audit is 97% complete. No critical failures detected. The Omnisci shows favor. You don't seem worried about the landing. The Vox makes a rustling sound that sounds like a chuckle. A mission of reconnaissance is a blessed and desirable one for an explorator. The data soul of the one who explores, analyzes, and charts overflows with the joy of servitude. I would be honored to disembark with you. You took good care of my ship and equipment. The dynasty will not forget it. Where the iron flowers of the Omnisci bloom, there must also be his passionate gardeners. Thank you for honoring this unit by letting it serve the formidable spirit of the von Valancius dynasty's flagship and your lordship. When the campaign comes to an end, will you stay on duty or return to your fellow tech priests? It has been an honor to work with you, but the time of servitude for this unit has come to an end. Servitude is the way of the one who has questions, and now I have answers. I will gather my flock and give them answers, not as a servant, but as a ruler and mentor. May we have good fortune. There is no such thing as good fortune. May the statistical probability be predictably positive. Oh, Pascal. You cad. I'm kind of sad we don't have Marazai here to talk to, but, you know. I also feel like we gave him a fitting end. Cabela stands motionless, deep in trance, and returns to reality the moment you approach. Your every breath and heartbeat has been in anticipation of this moment, Domin Biggest Turg. Do not hesitate. Step into the darkness and allow your shield and shadow to walk with you. I'm glad to see you undaunted by the unknown. The Undying One has given us a great gift, a path of thorns, a fate of trials. What is it if not a sign of his favor? We will either offer our victory to him or find his embrace. Now would be a good time to learn about the future. Have you consulted the tarot? There is no need for a reading. The cards will ask if we are prepared to face the challenge with dignity, and that will be the answer of our own question. Have you thought about what happens after? A shadow is inseparable from its master, Domin Biggest Turg. I will follow you as before and guard your thread. She frowns as if failing to understand the question. Well, whatever awaits, it's time we set forth. Every thread ends in death, but only the Undying One knows the time and place. Christy Marie, hello! Do I plan to play Frosthaven when it releases? Frosthaven? Is that the Gloomhaven? The new Gloomhaven? If so, yes. Caligos? Shame you don't have anything to say to me. What about you, Dan Rock? Pleasure to see you. I like that I can just talk to him normally. He has nothing interesting to say to me. Jay. The Exalted One once wove our destinies into the glittering tapestry of this world with gold and silver thread, Shireen. And today the pattern of our lives will either be completed or the tapestry will be torn asunder. Personally, I prefer to place my hope in the first option. Whatever comes our way, we'll handle it. I fear you underestimate your own power, Shireen, and overestimate the capabilities of ordinary mortals. So, what brings you to Marie, Shireen? No parting words, I hope, because I despise goodbyes. I feel as though they rob me of my future. You never want to hear a goodbye, after all, but only ever see you again under the same stars. Get a grip, Jay. We got a hard battle ahead of us. Rest assured, Shireen, when it comes to matters of being in oblivion, Jay Hadari has the coldest mind and the bravest heart. All right, Adira. She greets you with a bustling chorus of voices, her own barely audible among them. Lord Captain, you got all the little voices all excited, and they all want to crawl out of my throat to greet you. They can sense, I bet, that it's the threshold of the final door. Your door. Will you risk stepping beyond it? Hey, have I told you already I'll follow you anywhere, or does that one happen later? I'm glad you've been at my side this whole time. She sobs at your words. I thank you, Lord Captain. I can't imagine why you've shown me such kindness after everything we've been through. You're the only reason I'm still alive. There were so many ways I could have died. I know I've been harping on about all this time, the Lady Theodora this, Lady Theodora that. You know, you may never become who she was, but she could never have been who you are either. And I'm glad it was someone who replaced her like you, and that life threw me together with you and not with someone else. So, there. Now, let's change the subject before I get all sentimental, all right? One last prediction for the road? For the road? Which one, Lord Captain? The roads, they twist, they coil, they tangle, they separate again. I can't choose the road for you. Please don't even ask. Just walk on ahead, and the road will wind whichever way you want it to. What do you think awaits us after the skirmish? I have no doubts about you. Everything's going to come up roses for you. As for me, she catches herself. You know, maybe I won't live long, but it'll be a good life. I'll leave behind so many tales to tell. Let them remember my name over a mug of something foamy and laugh at the stories of of our exploits. All right, pull yourself together. We got a tough battle ahead of us. She laughs in many voices. Will do, Lord Captain. Let me pull myself together piece by piece. This voice goes here. This one goes here. Just a couple more. We got the whole Adira sooner or later. I do wish they had these sections voice acted. Well, I'm definitely not going to cure my rash now. I was like, I feel like we're missing people. And then I realized, oh, we've just lost a lot of people in this journey. A lot of our crew members have died. We're heading to Epitaph. All right. I feel like I'm going to get rid of Caligos and take Cabela. He was fun, but he's just simply not as good. And Cabela has been with us through pretty much thick and thin. I'd rather have my shadow watch me than Caligos. All these like Necrons short-circuiting.
Embrace true power.
Here we go. I thought we had to kill Cabela? No. We've had some pretty weird options, but thankfully killing Cabela has not had to be one of them. The Xeno is not showing signs of aggression, simply staring ahead. There's an odd distorted quality to its movements. I'm still looking for loot. I'm like, this is the final boss fight, and I'm still like, what if there's some goods? An odd haze obscures your vision, and for a moment you see the metallic corpses at your feet turn into the bodies of soldiers clad into the colors of your dynasty. Like, these Necrons are moving. Cool. Oh my god. Okay. That's like way below me? Okay, okay. Damn, that was badass. Out of the corner of your eye, inside the glowing green orb mounted on the contraption, you can see the reflection of people who are not here. They are looking at you curiously and fearfully.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Cool. Oh man, there's so many Necrons. Xenos is making the same rhythmic sound over and over as if trying to say something, but losing its train of thought and staring anew every time. Every few moments, the metal particles lose their color and become translucent. You can see something dark and formless behind the metal, yearning to be born, but unable to do so yet. Oh, I guess it's just like Calcazar has hit these guys with, like, the tech blight. A broken metallic finger sticks out from between the sarcophagus doors that are slightly ajar. It wriggles weakly.
Intriguing.
Still giving me chests.
Operation successful.
Tesla grenades. Astral currents. In the first round of combat, the wearer gains 20 movement points. The ruin and the rack. This wielder can make free attacks with this weapon if they shoot from the rack on the same turn. This wielder can make a free attack with this weapon if they shoot from the ruin on the free turn. Wow. That's pretty interesting that they give you those in the final fight. Elegy of Sorrow. The drawn-out metallic groans form a painful and melancholic melody, but one that oozes with venomous spite. The armored plates sing in an unknown language we did not decipher, and you feel as though the meaning is on the verge of reaching your mind, unless the monster cuts your life short before that. The grating roar is more like the sounds of metal torture than a sentient being's speech. The Xenos' entire skeletal body is made of an unknown metal interlaced with greenish energy channels glowing with currents. Below its waist, the flares of a grav pad are humming and rattling. Its upper limbs fuse into a formidable heavy cannon. Not a single part of this monster's body betrays vulnerability. Without a doubt, this is a technologically superb machine designed to annihilate all life. Disabling it will not be easy. This is obviously not going to work. Once I've done no harm to your race, once I find what I come for, I shall trouble you no more. The sound of vibrating metal plates is both the rhythmic malice of a march and the hollow hum of misery, the lament of an immortal machine doomed to aeons of wrath and battle, or else an impending demise. The salvo from the monstrous cannon is an infernal orchestra chord that makes the very fabric of space tremble. A collapse is emerging, but Yekmet fights. Yekmet is incensed. Blighted death marks. Blighted Necron warriors. Oh, these guys are really weak. You are only weak in the back. Doom Tech Blight. This creature may suffer a negative effect at the start of each turn due to the Tech Blight. The chances and outcomes are as followed. Immobilized, stunned, staggered, wounds, or suffer necrodermis instability for a turn. Deal additional shock damage to 3 cell radius. Oosh. Legion no longer provides me cover. Is worth noting. Abelard, I'll put you there. Urlon does provide me cover under certain circumstances. Cabela needs to start near me. Okay. Oh, they're so slow. Hits cover instead of Urlon. I don't know what cover he hit, but sure. Hits cover. Okay. And Urlon is all right. Cabela, you already get a turn. I'm very grateful for that.
I am your blade and shield.
Recognize this is not going to do like a lot of good for me, but
The other side awaits. My blade whispers your name. Let your
Damn.
soul be purged.
even Cabela is barely doing any damage against him. I don't know if Raining Blood will do anything against this guy.
I bring mercy and retribution.
But I guess it might. Blighted Immortals. These blighted death marks worry me. And unfortunately, I don't have like a good way to get to them. Necron Warrior back there. Necron. Okay, there's only one death mark. So I do feel like we could probably just have Pascal deal with him.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. My blade whispers your name.
She still really needs to like get kills in order to charge up. So
As the tenets demand.
let's try to pick off some of these weak guys.
Let your soul be purged.
No dice. But maybe Dance Macabre?
The shadows will see it done.
Does go for the reanimation protocols. I figured you might. Interesting. Fainting attack can cause its targets to rotate 180 degrees. So that should be actually like
I shall
pretty
not
useful
fail.
for the big guy. Shakal, hello. How goes the finale or mini finale? We are on the final planet right now.
Whispers your name.
So far going good. This is like the first fight. We have a big hex mark to deal with. Hex mark? Not a hex mark. What are the names of these guys? I can't even remember. All right, hold on. With Veil of Blades, the Blade Dancer faces a side of their choice, immediately ends their turn. They can dodge area attacks without moving, are immune to force movement, gain 20 parry against attacks from the side, and can parry attacks against adjacent allies. While under the effect of Veil of Blades, the Blade Dancer can parry ranged attacks, except for ranged area attacks. The chance to parry a ranged attack is calculated as if it was a melee attack. It can be redirected towards one of the enemies on the selected side.
Trust me.
I'm gonna take those hits.
On it.
Then we're gonna lay down these buffs.
Anything else? But of course.
Ha! Damn it! Adara cannot get through a round of buffs anymore. I don't know why it's gone so bad for her lately, but
What was the command again? All right.
I'm gonna send in the bird.
Anything else?
Send in the bird. That's not going to do a lot against the Elegy of Sorrow, so I think I'm going to trigger the Blighted Death Mark with this ability. I was hoping to get the AoE here, but we don't have the momentum for it yet.
Will do.
That was pretty good use. You could do a Psychic Assault.
Let's see what you can do.
You've gotten like a flood of AP here.
What's that? Or
High momentum? You just said high momentum. But I'm not high momentum. That was a lie.
quiet whispers. And I'm gonna control it myself.
All right, let's debuff him and put another Analyze on him. Mac, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. New NVIDIA drivers, do we think they'll actually fix the stutter issue people have been getting or making them worse? It's a 50-50 bet. I've not been having stutter issues with NVIDIA lately, but I'm sometimes a driver or two behind. Oh, here we go. This is going to suck. Ow. Just a minor setback. I just gained 399 temporary wounds. I'm sorry, did it? What? Huh? Used ability, modified breacher armor, and gained 399 temporary wounds. 7 temporary wounds for each of their allies at full wounds at the start of this wearer's turn. That's got to be a bug. Ain't no doubt. Now, unfortunately, Biggest Turg is knocked over, so I'm not going to get his buff round on Abelard, it looks like.
Indeed.
Well, unless I go for you.
Victory is imminent. You attack.
And then I might still be in range.
I will do my duty.
Not in range to damage anybody, though.
It will be done.
Buff.
At your beck and call.
All right, Big A. That's it for you. Okay, Erlon. Let's get a demon out. A little plague bearer. Okay. See, I'd love to be able to like give a turn to some of my team so they could just stand back up. But I guess what I could do instead is this.
My little whispers told me it's a great idea. Anything is?
God damn it, you perils of the warp again with a warp quake. Who's knocked over now? Is Abelard knocked over? I actually can't tell. He's kneeling. He might just be immune. Oh, he's probably just because he's next to cover, so he's probably fine.
Let's see what you can do.
Oh my god, I can cast Mind Rupture again? That should get rid of those Bladed Immortals. We're close to it.
Quiet whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
You're so close. Now, do I give you an extra turn with full AP and MP? You can't really deal with the Elegy of Sorrow, but I could have you deal with other people. I love that I have just a bajillion HP right now. I'm gonna buff her resolve. I'm gonna tell Pascal to take aim. And then I could say finish the job. Which doesn't really do much for me. And now I'm kind of just out of moves. I'm fine leaving him there. A Plague Bearer, we've never actually used these guys. Strike, Second Wind, and Bile Throw. I am pretty certain these guys are all immune to toxin. So this plague bearer is really just going to be there to kind of be in the way more than anything else.
My vow is to serve.
You're going to sit down. You don't have a shot on that death mark. That's so annoying. He's just behind cover.
The old Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Well, we might as well get our prey marks out.
Running binaric override.
We're going to want to buff up that. I'm just going to do this.
Quest approved. Significant value.
I'm not really concerned about the plague bearer. It lived anyway.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Don't have a shot on him. But you do have a shot on him. That was prey, so that should have given you an extra shot, but I guess it's not gonna. So let's do a little machine buff. I'm gonna lay a trap on that dweeb. And honestly, I feel like a dismantling attack until the end of combat. This target has minus 30 armor, block, dodge, and parry.
Let the cycle be discontinued.
That doesn't exactly do a lot of damage, but it's not there to do damage, really.
Running binaric override.
All right. Adira, it says your bird can fly to all these places. But I question whether or not that is true.
Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right.
Yeah, you're not going to do much against him. Let's get rid of the bladed death mark. Oh. Okay. For whatever reason, Adira was like, that's good. I'm going to sit down now. Hey, biggest Durg.
No guidance. Ruin.
Shockingly, you have lived through this ordeal. So let's get everybody buffed.
Closer. Purpose guides me. I reject the very idea.
Particularly, let's get Cabela buffed. Because she's going to have to turn online this round.
Purpose guides me. There is no mercy found.
Let's
in
give
my
Cabela a
heart.
full turn. She has 9 movement? What? How is that all the movement she's given right now?
A dance of flames
Okay.
and shadows.
I'm just going to dance macabre through this guy then and blade dance him.
Let your soul be purged.
Okay, well, she's still hitting for like enough to kill him in a single round. mean, I guess we did make the right decision taking Cabela with us. There seems to be no argument in that.
I am your blade and shield. Death is a blessing.
Whispering mercy and singing retribution. When the hell did you get these? Deals an additional 38 damage to enemies with more than 50% wounds. 2 times agility bonus. And with less than 50% wounds. Oh man, what happened to my big two-handed sword?
The other side awaits.
Salamanca
Death
blood.
comes in silence. The shadows.
Yes, high momentum indeed.
Killing brings me no pleasure.
High momentum indeed.
As the tenets demand.
Let's click that because I want to know if it'll just bring me right back here without costing me movement points. It did, but that's not enough to get to this guy.
In retribution.
How many jumps? Dude, I cannot even see. She has so many buffs. You have 5 jumps available.
As honor ordains.
1.
Trust me.
2.
The shadows.
3. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, little Necron. 5.
I see the forbidden.
Goods. A dynasty notebook. A tiny notebook adorned with the coat of arms from House von Valancius. The pages made from real paper carry a pleasant scent of perfume and are covered in rule straight lines of text. Their meaning is locked behind an intricate cipher, but you don't need to know the contents of how to identify the author. You know this perfect calligraphic handwriting all too well.
I tread a path unexplored.
So Lady Theodora was here. None of these guys teleported when they died.
Fear nothing.
Interesting. Heck use.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Device seems to be connected to the energy system of the crypt and is powering the equipment in the camp in violation of all operative canons. Some of the ancient, sacred, and priceless machines are labeled with the von Valancius property mark, while others bear the stark emblems of the Inquisition. Ooh.
The world will bow.
So this is something Lady Theodora knew about for sure then. Okay, this seems like the way to the boss fight. Oh, this place is pretty big, actually. Surface of the stele is rolling with revolting bubbles as if trying to disgorge itself into some new form. Tech blight voraciously gnaws away at human metal, but not as eagerly as at the walls of the crypt. This box is filled with cast metal insignia like the ones worn by Theodora's bodyguards. Some of them have splatters of dried blood. My god. Antibrain, hello. Tanakia, the maimed creature at your feet, is still alive, as evidenced by the heavy breathing. It was a woman once, sporting close-cropped hair and equipped for battle, but now her skin is shredded by the metal sticking out of her body in a dozen places. Her body does not appear to have any external injuries. It's been maimed from the inside out, as if her flesh was transmuted into metallic shapes and then burst out of her skin and turned her internal organs into a bloody sieve. Some of her exposed bones have a metallic gleam to them, while others still look natural. Hey, can you hear me? With a heavy jerk, she raises her head, emerging from oblivion, and focuses her gaze on you. Even in such a wretched state, her eyes still gleam with self-confidence, zest, and subtle shrewdness. The coat of arms rings a bell. Von Valancius. I'm not as surprised to see you as you may think. Why does my coat of arms look familiar to you? I should know it was the uniform my agents wore, the ones I sent when Calcazar took an interest in her Lady Theodora's retinue. They didn't wear them for long, though. When I presented Theodora with Calcazar's ultimatum, she purged her retinue of her operatives. I'm fairly certain she would have preferred to have my head as well, but the Lord Inquisitor recalled me here to guard his treasure cave. Just in case Lady Theodora decided to return for what she thought was hers, or the Drukhari started causing trouble. How did your people infiltrate the retinue? A feint, a deception, a game of double and triple crosses. When they told her they intended to take revenge on Calcazar, she believed them. She was too eager to get back at the Lord Inquisitor for taking her clevet Amernat. Do you know Conrad Voigtger? Not sure if he's still alive, but back then he was the master of whispers. In theory, he should have been the one to out my operatives and spies, but instead he thought that they were his chance to pull off a brilliant plot and prove to his mummy how great an heir he would become. It's true what they say about blondes. Everyone is as thick as mints. Why did the Drukhari come to this world? My favorite partners, the Xeno freaks. They had a crucial role to play in an operation that you mustn't know anything about. Their visits to Epitaph have left me with so many unforgettable memories. We were ordered not to fire on them, but to spit them into atoms if their skinny arses deviated so much as a degree from the approved flight paths. I swear as if these fools were trying to get me to shoot at with their half-witted provocations. They even had a nickname for me, the Almost Witch. A compliment, I guess. Re-equip the big sword before the next fight? Yeah, probably I will. Yeah. Didn't know blonde jokes were a thing in Warhammer? I guess they're universal. What was the ultimatum you gave Theodora? Merely a message saying that her dirty secret was now our dirty secret. She was the first to visit Epitaph. She found something here, something too good for someone of her exalted status. Rogue traders are not allowed to have such toys, and I relayed the most exact coordinates down to the last digit after the decimal point to the Lord Inquisitor. Why does no one from Theodora's retinue remember her visiting this system? I can give you two versions, the sugar-coated one and the honest one. The sugar-coated one is that once Theodora realized what she had, she deemed it a matter of the utmost secrecy and mind-locked the memories of her crew. The honest version is that she mind-locked the important people and disposed of the rest. Theodora depressurized compartments by entire blocks, casting unwanted witnesses into the void. She needed to free up ship in her holds for the spoils anyway. Lore Imperium test failed. Minus 95. You've never heard of such a technology, but it wouldn't be a stretch to assume the Inquisition does have something of the sort at their disposal? This is unexpected. Did her ladyship not even trust me? Disheartening news, to be sure. You have it all backwards. You could have been dumped at the airlock like the others. You were already a decrepit old curmudgeon back then, after all. But a mind lock is incredibly dangerous. It's a bloody miracle it didn't fry our brains, said the one who chats with the whispers in her head. You know, I'm not sure if you had that habit before coming to Epitaph. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm Biggest von Turg von Valencius, the heir. You'll have to excuse me for not looking surprised. My facial nerves seem to be paralyzed. But I gathered as much. I'd hardly mistake you for our spectacular void she-wolf after all. And if she were alive, she definitely would have come here in person. So you're the heir. Well, at least it's not Kunrad. Who are you? Tanakia Callerbergia, Inquisition Acolyte. By the grace of Lord Calcazar, the Warden of Epitaph 1 Covert Facility, or whatever's left of it. What happened to you? I've been having trouble sleeping lately. Oh, you mean the metal thing in my body? I have no idea. It looks like something's gone terribly wrong in the crypt. The Auspex has detected some unknown radiation, and then everything went crazy. The Xenos didn't feel like sleeping in their coffins anymore, so they started trashing the place, and the pylon I was standing to suddenly grew a dozen tentacles, and one of them grazed me. I blacked out, and when I came to, I looked like I tried to give birth to a shuttle. Where's Calcazar? At the facility in the crypt, making preparations for the emergency launch of the final operation. At least I hope so, or else he's already dead. Now that I think about it, there's enough reasons to assume the latter. I guess you're still young if you don't know that in this world, whenever the big boys and girls say the word facility, they always mean a colossal secret weapon capable of destroying worlds. And that's all you're gonna get. It would be very disrespectful of me to spill a secret that so many have given their lives to protect. I'd like the favor of return. There's a pack of glow sticks in my breast pocket. Give me one and you can keep the rest. I'm feeling very generous today. No, that seems like a trap. What do we do with her? I say we leave her here to die in pain and torment. We should drive a nail into her ear so she has something to remember us by. Good idea, Adira. It's time she was sent to the Undying One. Spare her throat, but strike her heart instead, for that's where she carries a heavy burden. Let her shed this burden. Let's leave her to die. Her lips move slightly as if trying to whisper something, but the shock mutes them, turning her voice into a gurgle. Her body, mindless and desperate, is only prolonging the pointless agony by clinging to its last bleeding shreds of life. Yeah, we do love letting people suffer for longer than they need to.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
This passage leads to a tomb for higher xenos. Noble xenos. This elevator system leading to deadly sections of the crypt was installed a long time ago. Every bolt is stamped with your dynastic coat of arms. There's some sort of computer over here. Oh. The barrier is barely holding. Prepare for defense. What is that? In the name of the Golden Throne, hold the line. The Xenos Knight lets out a clanging howl portending imminent death. Dude, Necrons just get bigger and crazier. Crypto-geometric sentinel. Murderous demise. He's a Scorpec Lord. Cool. And he can teleport. Great. Embrace the inner Night Lord, right? Hell of a blackout, waking up trying to give birth to a shuttle. I did really like that. Woof. Can't let these guys just fight each other, I guess. So there is a ladder here. I guess let's go like you. You. Cabela? Okay, you're in position. Yeah, this doesn't feel great. Okay. That's not too bad. That's a bit worse.
The great sleep is over.
That's fine. We get our round of buffs. That's good. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny crypto geometric thingy.
Will do.
Come on, Adira. No perils. Get your buffs out without knocking everybody over, please.
Anything else?
Hey, good stuff. Good stuff.
Quiet, whispers.
We might as well send the
It's my
bird
toy,
right out.
And I'm gonna control it myself.
It's gotta go down the ladder. That's so funny. I can't see it.
But of course.
Stop me!
Okay, Adira shocked everybody. That's not too bad.
Damn! What was the command again? Oh, right.
That is not my destiny. Will do.
So can blind him as well. That works for me. Oh, Pascal lost his cover. That's not good. You're gonna give Biggest Turg a turn so that he can get his buffs down. Honestly, this is the best part of having Urlon, is just like giving me the opportunity to get the round of buffs out early. And part of me is like, do I just get into cover now? Why don't I go here? At least I'm behind Legion then. And everybody else is good to move. Except Urlon is so big, he can't go this way. Unbelievable. He's too big a Space Marine. Absolutely goddamn useless.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
We'll get him into some cover at the very least. That's gonna be it for you, Urlon. What Legion is Urlon from? Yeah, he's Word Bearers. Let's put you here. You're not gonna do a lot of damage, are you? No. I probably should have just put him like down below. All right, Cabela. It's go time, baby.
A dance of blades and shadows. My blade whispers your name.
Necrons, bladed Necrons. I mean, you might as well.
I am your blade and shield.
If you're gonna hit anybody, it might as well be this doofus. We can make him bleed. Rotate. I guess let's just hit him with like raining blood. I think actually what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna hit him with that and then go through him. That way at least I'm standing in his blood. It's very funny to say, but
the shadows will
immobilize him and then blade dance.
Caught by the web. My blade whispers your name.
Okay. Those numbers are starting to go up. You're gonna come back here. You can hit that weak spot again. Oh, yeah. And then how about we give you 5 free jumps? That's gonna kill him for sure.
Death is a blessing.
Easy clap. No problem.
Trust me.
Jump to this guy.
The other side awaits.
Jump to this guy. He's going to be the hard one to reach. Oh, you know what? No, he's not.
I will
Jump to him
leave
again.
Footprints of scarlet.
There is a ladder here, so. Oh, you sneak. You get the hell back here right now, Deathmark.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Get the hell back here right now.
Purged. I shall not fail.
Stun.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Take out this Necron warrior. Alley-oop. Then we'll go take out this Necron warrior. My theory is that if I jump back, I can hit him. And then this Necron warrior. Oh, this is the Bladed Immortal, actually. Ever so close. And then we'll do a little acrobatic artistry.
The other side awaits.
Feel like Erlon should just be able to jump down. Yeah. What if he doesn't feel like it? You know, I'm glad we took Cabela for this final fight. Definitely Winterscale is not capable of doing this, so... No skip rope competition entry for him. Blood Ravens are word bearers and are nice. Also not thieves. They're just like the birds. I like how it's like press this button and watch Cabela just jump around for 5 minutes. Yada da, yada dee, yada doo. Skip to Maloo, my darling. Oh, I do have another jump here.
Death is a blessing.
Look at that. She almost soloed the entire encounter again. Just that bladed death mark remains. Which I could hit with Dance Macabre, but I don't really think I need to. Sworn enemy. Big A.
Victory is imminent. Gray hair, sure hair.
Crit strike.
I will
Forceful
do my
strike.
duty. Indeed.
Smack that. The Colossal Warrior's formidable underframe can no longer bear his weight, with armor plates clanging as his great bulk slumps. A deep sound full of rage and tragic despair is born in his chest. Man, I'm really sad about this, that we never deciphered their language. You notice the convulsion in the Xenos' limbs, the light is flickering in his eyes. Perhaps something went wrong during the monster's awakening from stasis, damaging his engrams and plunging him into madness. What are you? The Xenos' limbs shiver at the sound of your voice. He emits a deep hum full of dour pride. You're unable to decipher it, but you can sense his disdainful rage and stern resolve to kill you. This is neither the dispassion of a prowling beast, nor the blinding rage of insanity, but the instinct of a warrior. But your watch is over. You know what? Let me stab you. The Xeno dies with a piercing howl of wrath. There's no fear in these sounds, only the stubbornness of a true warrior with a touch of regret at his defeat. A terrible rumble comes from somewhere deep inside the crypt as soon as the green fire goes out in his eyes. The glow of the glyphs upon the wall become chaotic and disarrayed. Something just broke irreparably in the crypt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghettos.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Loot? Aren't blood ravens meant to be a mix of word bearers, blood angels, and 1,000 suns? That sounds like a lot of heresy. The energy field has been largely depleted by the Xenos attacks, but it's still holding on. When you approach it, it seems to bend slightly as if trying to get away. Calcazar soldiers who are taking cover behind it have lost some of their composure, but they're in no hurry to drop their weapons. Leer and mock knock at the door. Knock knock. For a brief moment, you sense that the sergeant is about to reply, "Who's there?" followed by him suffering the grisliest of fates. Somehow, you know this for certain, but he clenches his jaw and shoots you an indignant glare instead. Reality loses its unshakable hardness and becomes malleable. At first, you think one of the soldiers is trying to whisper something to you, but the whisper is coming from the wrong side of the barrier. It's coming from inside your ears. The Imperium is with you. You are with us. The power is in your hands. To thee it is given, thou shalt command. The energies of the Imperium envelop your fingers, ready to bend existence to your will. Whoa. I do love saying I'm biggest Turk von Balancy said to demand restitution, but I also like may the ways be changed, because if I'm a changer of ways, which is kind of what I'm becoming as a Zinchian worshipper, wish the field to have never existed. Yeah. Something in the cause and effect connections of the existence shifts with a click. The gears stop and they start turning backwards. The paths taken by the universe are reshaped, and the energy shield fades, dissipating into the fact of its non-existence. The soldiers, who will now never be born, follow suit. By the look of horror on their faces, they realize the last moment where you have sent them, to never and nothingness. Well, that's pretty badass. Bulky device with a machine spirit. It's holding the xenos at bay. One cannot but help but wonder how long that barrier would last.
The opportunity.
Here we go. It was a load-bearing boss. Few chapters whose Primarch origins not known, and a few Primaris Marines, right? Remaining pure teen steed from the Traitor Legions. It's quite possible. There's a little bit of corruption going on there. Oh yeah, buddy. Let's go. How do we get you out of there? More importantly, how do I enslave you to my will? Force access, tech use. Goods? There's goods to loot in this final boss? I should have known that would be too easy. But that's me. Reality bubbles before you and bursts with an agonizing shriek. A few silhouettes now stand in their way. Each of them seems to have your face, and yet the differences are striking. Each has been marked by other accomplishments and a different experience, making you feel like the protagonist had a tale about a pair of twins separated at birth. The righteous reflection. Emperor, bestow upon me to smite yet another obstacle as I carry out your will. The merciful reflection. If you are a sentient creature and not mere eidolons, I suggest you back down without a fight. I did not come here to claim your lives. The glorious reflection. Is there some ironic lesson in what is going on? Should I be looking in the mirror a little less? Or perhaps try to look at myself from the outside? Or is this a hint that I'm my own worst enemy? I'll ponder this in my memoir. Where do the doppelgangers come from? The blatant abuse of the fabric of existence is causing the motes of reality to flare up. You see mirages in the Koronus Expanse in their glow, altered past recognition by the decisions you've made, or could have made in some other playthrough. Arrogant copy, you seem to think you're better than the rest of us, don't you? And yet, I was the only one clever enough to become a master of my own fate and not be reduced to someone else's plaything or a slave to dogma. I mean, I did that. Why do you seek to enter the crypt? I came to claim the treasure, whatever it is. Theodora found it, which makes it mine. Xavier will regret trying to steal from my dynasty. The doppelganger's slightly accelerated speech, jerky movements, and sweet twinkle in his eyes suggest that his blood is teeming with stimulants. I become very principled and vengeful when my treasure hoard is concerned. I wonder how you acquired such an ego. The lack of pointless advice, I presume. On the day Coonrad killed Theodora, all of her officers died with her, including Mort, Abelard, Adira, Ravner, and Vigdis. When I came into my inheritance, there was no one to teach me how to be a rogue trader. I handled everything myself and found out who Theodora really was. A narcissistic, unscrupulous, self-serving biatch who lied to everyone. I admit I regretted not getting the chance to know her better. I embraced her principles and realized that literally everyone in the Koronus Expanse was trying to take advantage of me. The Drusins, the Pirates, the Admech, the Casabalacar, Calcazar, and Yorlan. So many puppets pulled at the strings and made its masters dance. I dare say things turned out well for me. I would ask your lordship to watch your language as you speak of her ladyship Theodora. I do not know how it is in your reality, but in ours it is customary to mind one's manners. Shut up, servant. In our reality, it's customary for lackeys not to interfere in the affairs of their better. How have you achieved much without loyal allies? I'm the most influential figure in the entire expanse. Caligos was slain by Xenos, and his successor, Yvain, became my puppet. Incendia chases pirates, not realizing it's me who's raiding her colonies. I made a pact with the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest against Calcazar, forcing him to flee. I undertook a dozen expeditions into the unknown, moved my dynasty's capital to Footfall, named Vladim my governor, and made Heronius a cardinal. Not too bad for a novice? So you tricked everyone in the end. Nicely done. If you do not sing your own praises, who will? Never has been more true. Who are you? I'm Begisturg von Valancius the Magnificent, and if I know myself, I most certainly do, you're now powdering what makes you you. The answer is simple. You are my reflection from a less glorious reality, the product of malign influence of the treasures I seek. Some refer to me as the Warden of Expanse, but I prefer being addressed as simply Begisturg. Nice to meet you, or me from a different version of existence. This doppelmaker makes the sign of the Aquila and utters, I'm a blazing paragon of humanity, unbroken by tribulations, the first to venture into the darkness without fear, and one who unites and brings back that which was forfeited. I am the rogue trader of the God Emperor. At last, I have some worthy interlocutors. It would seem that being better than others and suffering loneliness is my fate in every reality. Peaceful copy, you seem to be the only one not looking to pick a fight. I do not enjoy pointless violence. Power and authority can always be used for a more worthy purpose. Almost always. Unfortunately, sometimes violence does have a point, but it gives me very little pleasure. What brings you to this dangerous place, then? Duty. I don't know what Xavier had in his mind, but judging by his actions, it will be ambitious and terrible, and he must be stopped. Your double appears to be quite discomfited. He nervously clutches an odd-shaped talisman in his fist. You do not possess such an item. Why do you care so much about other people? I've been taught harsh lessons. When Coonrad staged the coup, I was badly wounded. Abelard nursed me back to health, and so did the entire crew. They looked after me in the Protectorate for months while I was in limbo, a dark and joyless sleep in which I only heard Theodora's last words, protect my people. When I awoke, I vowed to do exactly that, to not be a master to my people, but a protector and their champion. Your Abelard shares a look of understanding and deep respect with the Seneschal from the alternate reality. What is your reality like? Less bloodshed than yours. I brought peace to the Expanse, soothed the flame of Incendia's zeal, and stopped Caligos from falling to vileness. Two of us even managed to become friends. I sheltered the Aldari refugees and convinced them to join forces to fend off the Drukhari. I granted pardon to the pirates and renegades, who stayed not out of malice, but because they had nowhere else to go. Calcazar called me a heretic, but no one paid heed to the castigation. The Fellowship became a respectable merchant guild. Vladim shed almost all of his thuggish habits, but died when Xavier turned Footfall into a colossal projectile, which he crashed into Euphrates II after it was captured by Uralon. Thousands died that day, but tens of thousands were safely evacuated, and I welcomed them to Dargonis. You're simply too weak to be a rogue trader. Fascinating. Many have called me weak, but I've always had enough strength to protect my people from those who saw them as a defenseless flock. The pious copy, your faith seems to be stronger than all of us combined. I remember in whose name the sacred warrant was granted. I remember by whose hand I am ordained to exist. I believe, and my faith is a bright light driving back the darkness. But my faith is cold ambers, and when I look at you, I feel ashamed of myself. Did you come here to help, Calcazar? The future's not known to me. The Lord Inquisitor did not give me the full details of the operation, but he mentioned its importance to the entire Imperium. I've come to lend him my aid, or to stop him if his plans go against the will of the God Emperor. Your doppelganger vigorously chops the air with his hands, and you notice some stiffness in the movement, as well as subtle grimaces of pain. As you look closer, you realize that lurking under your replica's clothing are chains of penance with jagged hooks digging into his flesh. Such instruments of humility are only worn by the most fervent believers. Your threat is familiar to me, as are the thorns of humility under your clothes. Who instructed you? The same man who taught you, the honored vizier, revealed to me much about how one should show their faith to him. As of these thorns, of course you would recognize them. You wore them for many years before presenting them to me. Where did such piety come from? Sister Argenta and I executed Theodora for heresy. We saw her wickedness and depravity, and I felt unclean, stained by her blood, so I swore to redeem the name of the dynasty. How many feats of faith have you accomplished? Not yet enough. I struck down Calcazar, the champion of Khorne, in the ruins of Dargonus. I joined forces with Insidia Quarta to purge the Cult of the Final Dawn when they incited a rebellion, and used Footfall to summon a greater demon named the Edge of Daybreak. The unclean spirit is now sealed within the station, and I have proclaimed it forsaken forever. After the purging of Janus, the Xenos of Krudurak and the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest forged a profane alliance against my protectorate, but with the noble Space Wolves, I defeated their combined forces and banished them from the Expanse. I'm seriously wondering, like, are all of these things the things that you can do? Because it feels like that's the case. Is it possible to kill these characters and only play solo? It's not possible to kill... Actually, I don't know. I think maybe it is, yeah. I do think you have an option to purge your officers really early on. The pious one sort of just seems like Quarta. It looks like this version of me became a mindless zealot. Vice always masks envy as contempt. All right, this situation's become complicated. How are we going to resolve it? We'll fight. I sense your soul's greedy interest in what's hidden in this crypt, and I will not allow you to take possession of the blasphemous thing. We have no choice but to fight. What is hidden in this world imperils the millions of lives for which I'm responsible. For their sake, I will crush any opponent unless you all retreat. I concur. Finish off the one with the biggest retinue first and then decide who's worthy of the prize. However, I already know who it's going to be. I'll never share the contents of the script with anyone. Die. Indeed, road triggers are doomed to forever feud with each other. Such is the power of the poison called ambition that seeps from our warrant.
Are in vain.
Looks like we have a problem on our hands.
Oh, cool. They all also have like different voice actors. Abelard the Virtuous. You're a biomancer psyker bounty hunter. As a tank, Abelard. This guy's got an anti-vehicle revolver and an auto-striking power sword. He is a warrior arch militant. This guy's got an improved heavy bolter. Damn, dude. You don't even have a high enough strength score to wield that. He is also... He's an assassin. Yeesh. Okay. Well, I don't know. We have some pretty good high ground here. Let's go like that.
Anything else?
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
On it.
Ah, whammies.
To the trial.
Abelard got knocked over. Everyone else is okay though.
Will do.
It's always got to be a little bit of whammies, I guess. bird there. Please tell me my sight is not blocked. It is? No, it's not. Okay, good. Sensory deprivation.
Quiet whispers. It's my turn, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Come on, get your...
Face shields me.
Ah, damn it.
Down. What's the command again? All right.
Might as well consign him. I was hoping that I could get the high momentum up, but... Nice. You put more bullets in Argenta than you did anybody else. Pray, pray, pray. Piercing resolution.
With purpose.
Swing and a miss.
Great.
Okay, that's good. He's going for Erlon. What a dweeb. He can't do anything.
Rejoice in battle.
Yes, Argenta, burst fire, burst fire.
Even torture to fight like this.
All right. I was hoping you'd land some more hits on them, but I'll take it.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Took 200 damage. Another 34. She's almost dead. What the hell was that ability? Inferno.
Forward.
Okay, pretty much everyone is prey right now. It's a little bit dangerous. I guess that Epilogue is stunned. Probably should have moved everybody before I cast that, but whatever. Just want to get down a few buffs. Break the ranks isn't much use for me here, so I'm just going to cast Medicaid Signal. And then... yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Charge. Smack. Get countered really bad. Get bloodlettered. Cabela time.
Trust me.
Cabela time. Cabela time. It's time for Cabela to kill everybody.
The shadows will see it done. Trust me. Caught by the web.
Goodbye, Argenta.
Soul purged.
Brace yourself, Epilogue.
Brings me no pleasure. My blade whispers your name.
I should probably go for this Psyker.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Because I feel like he can almost definitely do a gross amount of damage to me.
Death comes in silence. Let your soul be purged.
If I let him. Which I'm not going to do.
I bring mercy and retribution. Caught by the web.
That flip should kill him because it hits a weak point.
A dance of blades and shadows.
But I tell you what,
I shall not fail.
just in case.
Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
Can't dodge away from me,
Let your soul.
you righteous son of a gun. Son of a gun, let's have some fun on the bayou. I don't actually think I can get in against that guy. So we might as well just try to kill. Ooh, you are just out of range of everything, hey? All right, we're gonna trigger acrobatic artistry then. She'll get a bit of movement points when she gets back. Universe, every officer was dead. Wasn't that what he said? Yeah, his Abelard died. Could have come with an unknown officer. He's just so amazing. He doesn't need any help. Who needs help when you've got the heresies? I guess my question is can you play this game totally solo? And I guess that's kind of the question I have. You know what? I probably could.
I will leave
Get in there.
footprints of scarlet.
That's a lot of damage.
As honor ordained. Caught by the web. I am your blade and shield. As the tenet's domain brings me no pleasure.
That's a lot of damage.
Trust me.
Capella, solo every encounter.
My whisper.
Aw, poor Erlon took a wound. Here, Papa, let me heal you. Do you guys have loot? You do. The anti-vehicle revolver, another auto-striking power sword, and the assassin's armor. Well, this was their problem. They didn't have nearly enough gear on them. This is what you have, don't you? Auto-striking power sword? Yeah. What about this armor? First dodge is increased by 10% until the end of combat. Resets after any attack made on the wearer. Yeah, that's not very good. What about this box of goods over here? This is the real question. A zealot-based sniper rifle. This wearer does not lose elusive if they attack from cover and a melt a charge. Okay. So some useless sniper gear. We've got a Bonebreaker Maul, Imperial Pride, the Kraskin armor, and the 1 star. This is Argenta's special power armor. After using a heroic act, the wearer immediately uses War Hymn or Furious Recital. Cool.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Hey, what about this Psyker, actually? Because he probably has stuff I want. Dodge reduction for 1 round if they move at least 3 cells per turn. Base armor 8%. Persuasion-based dodge. Interesting. And a power level 10 staff. So it's actually not as good as what we have. Reddit says it is possible to play solo. Cool. Regrettably, they didn't have Cabela. That would have made the fight a lot more fun. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they would. Someone has placed a seal of silence on this cogitator. Where are we going?
I tread a path unexplored.
Oh, there's so many pathways. You have an improved heavy bolter. Each kill with this weapon increases its rate of fire by 1. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. You're crazy. Get out of here. Tech Blade has affected this bridge, but almost completely devastated the xenos structure below. So, all right, this is not a, this looks like a dead end over here.
This explorator is blessed with
One of the images stands out among the rest, likely used to be a symbol of an ancient Xenos dynasty. Goodies. Ooh. Every attack with this plasma weapon has a separate cooldown. All this plasma gun's attacks can be used in a single turn. What? Each of the wearer's single target attacks gains 10% damage for each negative effect on the enemy. So the ancient plasma rifle does more damage, but being able to use every single one of the plasma attacks in a single round is insane.
The opportunity.
I missed a bunch of loot back there. We better go back and get that.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Connecting to the eliminator, the memory core. Eliminate, eliminate. Oh yeah. Calcazar, Holy Inquisition prisons. Reduces the psi rating of psychers by -2. Oh, I can just see this again. Okay. That's where? That's on the way to Calcazar. Okay.
Intriguing.
Easy to get turned upside down in this place. Okay. Auto cannons. The wearer gains unyielding beacon stacks chance to ignore incoming damage. There's a turret here. There's some sort of like plasma battery behind it.
Powers unseen, uncover my path.
Operation successful.
As soon as you touch the obelisk, ancient Xenos symbols appear in your mind, forming the words, "Open the pocket repository."
The machine god grants me insight.
Somebody's sorting up some Necrons. Lord Inquisitor, we're progressing according to plan. Our troops have already reached the target. Rah. Roar. Yeah, okay. Man, he brought an army down here with him. Okay, obviously both of these paths see me walking into a turret. This room requires a demolition check.
I tread a path unexplored.
I think we're just gonna do it. We can use that pillar after the positive check. Oh. Good eye, dude. Oh my god. Singer of fearsome sagas. Adeptus Astartes axe. Whenever this wearer uses following, the allies deal 33% more damage. And a mind assembling circlet. Whenever the wearer uses a psychic power, they can trigger one of the following: 50% chance to reduce AP cost and decrease veil degradation, 25% chance to perform the psychic power as usual, 25% chance to increase veil degradation by 3 and reset the cooldown of their attack. If Veil Degradation is increased to 15 or beyond, the effect triggers Perils of the Warp even when using minor psychic powers.
Embrace true power.
I don't really see that being any better than what we have. Oh.
Aim for the heart next time.
All right, that was
The
just a
dead know nothing.
couple of
Did you want
bullets.
something?
No bigs.
Don't squirm.
Do you think my body was suffering?
Capella's okay.
I go where the whispers lead.
She can take a few turret rounds to the face. Oh, good. Cargo. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough cargo here. Why are they even giving you cargo in the final zone? It's like the waste of a good chest.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Just as I was taught.
Okay, that was kind of rude, but all right. I took a crippled arm from that.
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes?
And
Jokes
Erlong
that
got shot
once said
twice.
aloud make your eyes bleed and blood curdle. Talk about black comedy. There, much better, right?
Patch him on up.
Don't squirm.
And then patch me up.
There, much better, right?
I'll remember this.
No reason to go into this fight with any kind of wounds whatsoever.
Seize the opportunity.
Ah, there wasn't anything on this side. Could we snipe those generators? Oh, I probably could have, yeah. But I also figured I could just run forward and plant the melta charge. Here we go. Who's ready for it? Epitaph. It's the final showdown. I'm nervous. My hands are sweaty. Heinrichs? Ulfar?
The world will bow.
You goddamn traitors. I never should have leveled you up. Oh, I didn't know I was allowed to look around. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Yada dee, yada doo. Yada da 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 da. Cool. Am I gonna have to fight all of these technosorcists? All right. Abelard, introduce me to the Inquisitor. Coming here was hardly prudent of you, your lordship. You and your dynasty have lost my trust, and now judgment awaits you. With all due respect to your Lord Inquisitor, I shall ask you to refrain from any further threats directed towards the blessed rogue traitor, lest you face repercussions from me. How courteous of you to warn me, Master Warsarian. I will remember your words. I've come for your head, Calcazar. I value your bluntness. Let me match it. While my head will remain firmly on my shoulders, I will remove yours with the utmost pleasure. I tire of your arrogance, biggest turg. That's the second time you have threatened the Lord Captain. Heinrichs looks at you with an icy calm, but does not utter a word. Argenta, in the full glory of her battle focus, is reciting a prayer in an ardent whisper. The two-headed giant gives you a menacing, exhilarated grin. We meet again, you two-faced worm. I've had this feeling gnawing away at me as if I hadn't yet fulfilled my duty to the Allfather. As if I haven't yet killed someone I should. All right. Is that what you're here for? We call it a shard. And yes, as you have noted rather aptly, it's the reason I am here. The construct contains an ancient, or rather pre-ancient being of cosmic power that were called the Satan. The entity is currently trying to escape, and I am here to collar it. Calcazar nods at the giant device, whose design clearly points to it being brought into the crypt from outside. What is this shard and what is it doing here? A specimen of an ancient predator race, devourer of pulsars who feasted on star systems. Reality itself bent to their power, but many millennia ago, the ancient Xenos race managed to defeat them, shatter them into pieces, and lock them away in prisons like the one you see before you. And do you think you stand a chance against it? Do you mean to say that a human is not capable of such a feat? But I'm not just a human, I'm an instrument of the Emperor's will, one of many, and the Imperium is omnipotent. If I were to fail, another would follow in my footsteps. This is how humanity makes the impossible possible, with the hands of particular people in particular circumstances. Your skepticism is unwarranted. How will taming this creature help save the Imperium? Over my years of service, I've come to realize that the main problem humanity faces is this war in the imbalance in power. Our opponents are not races or nations, but incomprehensible monsters. And it's high time we acquired one of our own. My yoke will bind this creature and make it a chained guard serving the Emperor. This is not the full extent of my vision. There are other shards similar to this one scattered across the galaxy. I plan on seeking them out, confining them all inside the yoke. Each conquered monstrosity will bolster our defenses. He wants to collect a bunch of shards of a Satan and put them all together, and he thinks whatever he has is going to be able to contain them. This guy's an idiot. Ulfar stares at the Inquisitor with wide eyes, saying nothing. It seems you were not the only one unaware of his plan. He finally breathes out, his voice heavy. Mordecai howls for you, Inquisitor. Fear. I have nothing but fear in your words. It was fear that made you believe his grace alone is not enough to stand against the rising tide of darkness. It was fear that convinced you to seek salvation in the abyss of xeno filth. You're no guardian of the Imperium. You're a greedy old coward. Given the circumstances of our meeting, I do not see why I should hide anything. I seriously doubt you will share this information with anyone else for one reason or another. How did this thing end up in your possession? Thanks to your predecessor, I arrived in the Expanse at the call of the Explorer fleet to deal with Amernat's heresy, but I quickly come to the realization that the Koronus Expanse's problems ran much deeper than tech heresy. Unprecedented piracy running wild, blatant smuggling of xeno artifacts, willful and impetuous rogue traders, the growing threat of the ruinous powers, all this in a region that the Drukhari consider their domain. Frankly, I consider purging the entire Expanse. It would have been much easier to burn down this whole tangle of threats and corruption, but the web of spies I had woven presented me with a much more interesting and radical solution. While investigating Amarat's connections, I turned my eyes to Theodora, who ultimately gave me the shard. How was Theodora involved in this? Her instincts were uncanny. She spent decades hunting for a key that could open the dimensional gate, as if she knew that there was something incredible waiting for her on the other side. Her ladyship was lucky enough to discover the shard during one of her expeditions, a trophy that was too much for her to handle. Amernat studied it on Theodora's behalf, creating weapons in exchange for access to the dangerous relic, but the research was too primitive and unambitious compared to the true power contained within. I had one of my own acolytes, Tanakia, send her spies to Theodora. They infiltrated the retinue, earned their trust, and reported to me about the object. The rest was trivial. I seized Epitaph and laid down the conditions of our further coexistence. She was wise enough to concede defeat with dignity. I commenced Operation Precious Sentinel. I left a garrison on Epitaph, took the key to the dimensional gate from Theodora, sealed it, and started the creation of the yoke. I kept Theodora and her heirs in sight just in case. Not long before her death, I assigned Heinrichs to her and ordered her to rendezvous in Rycad Minoris, but your lordship inherited instead. I admit I wasn't aware of you. Theodora managed to keep her secret heir up her sleeve. It was unfortunate I was not privy to all the details of this plan. So instead of eradicating Theodora's misdeeds, you choose to inherit them. Argenta's voice rings with righteous steel. Gritting his teeth, Abelard says, in the old days, House von Valancius would have declared war over something like this, and fought until the offender was dead. What is the yoke? A containment device similar to this one, except better. The yoke was devised by the brightest minds of two races using the ancient wisdom of long-gone xenoses. A prison capable of not only holding the Satan shard, but also controlling it while releasing fractions of its being. An instrument of obedience and destruction, a masterpiece whose creation required immense effort. My God. Morning work sucks, you missed everything. Well, you're just in time for the final boss. That's the good news. It was made on Euphrates too. I captured Amernat's student, Axomanthia, and she passed all her mentor's drafts to me. The one overseeing the process was none other than your acquaintance, the tech priest Cubist Delphim. His fall was regrettable. It seems that the unorthodox, daring things he did at my behest drove him to break his vows and sink into heresy. So Calcazar is a heretic. Ironically enough. Well, or he's a radical, I guess you would say. The human mind could never have comprehended the shard alone, and thus I appealed to the inhuman mind. I struck a deal with the Drukhari. Immediate words break? No, but there is an ad about to hit, which is inconvenient, but I'll make sure we don't do the battle until it's over. Theft of sacraments and secrets of the Adeptus Mechanicus registered. Inciting a devout tech priest to commit heresy registered. Blasphemous merging of sacred technologies with forbidden ones registered. Further transgression registration discontinued. The drill on Pascal's mechadendrite screeches in fury. Why did you call for the well, I guess let's continue the current line. He's definitely a radical. The line between radical and full-on heretic is so thin. Yeah. You collaborated with the Drukhari? The operation demanded it. Through the agents of one of my acolytes, I contacted Ymrus and made a pact. I gave access to the technologies contained within this relic and destroyed her rivals in the Cabal. She would relay information on the raids to my spies, and I would solve the problem. In exchange, her homunculus forged the yoke for me. Whoa. I actually kind of wish we had Marazai here now. Of course, I didn't let him near the shard itself, but rather set up a lab for him on Quetzaltamer. It was safer that way. All the pieces were contributing to the plan, but none had enough information to comprehend the entirety of it. That's who, I guess, blew up the roof in Quetzaltamer and stole something from it. Heinrichs cringes at Calcazar's words. You disposed of Emelina like unwanted rubbish, like waste material, after all of her faithful years to the Golden Throne. Unfortunately, I had to send her away to remove from the board. A shrewd woman of principle. I used to value those qualities of hers, but suddenly they started to get in the way of my plan. It would have been safer to eliminate her before she could figure out what was going on, but I must have grown miserly over the years and was loath to part with a good agent. Or perhaps I was being sentimental. That's a sound strategy. Trust me, your lordship, the threat of the alien pales in comparison to that posed by the ruinous powers. Ymrus could plunder 1,000 worlds, but she's no Urlon the Cruel. Yeah, this is awkward. She was as great a danger to her own kin as she was to the Imperium. The disruption she caused among the Drukhari was only to our benefit. She intended to trigger a powerful disjunction in Camorra, thereby destroying her rivals and elevating her own cabal. Knowing full well how precarious her grand plan was, I made no attempt to talk her out of it. With little luck, we wouldn't have need to worry about Camorra's influence. It was a dark day when you dropped from under the tail of your rotten-wombed mother, you loathsome traitor. While we were fighting to exterminate the xenos, you were busy carousing with them. Had I known sooner, I would have ripped your pitch-black heart right out of your chest. I readily believe that. Since we're being so candid, I must note that you proved to be much less convenient tool than I had anticipated. Urlon, stop treating me like I'm invisible. I'm right here. This new information about a pact combined with the astro observation data collected in Star System resolves the inconsistencies identified earlier. Unit Xavier Calcazar stands accused of stealing the astrographic records of the Cognizance fleet. I'm amazed by your analytical prowess. Yes, I needed stars to feed the shard. The cabal of the Reaving Tempest could steal them and bring them here, but it was imperative to preserve their exact energy parameters so as not to trigger an object's premature detonation. I procured the necessary information on suitable stars from the Explorator's fleet data scriptorum. Registering a Category 1 blasphemy. Unit Xavier Calcazar is hereby sentenced to intravenal dissection and study. Upon the cessation of vital functions, the unit's remains will be disposed of in disgrace. The Denzians of Rycat Systems, Sentinel's Pride, all the other starless worlds, you were the ones who sentenced them to death by sending the Drukhari after their sons. Well noted. Yes, I acted as their executioner, as regrettable as those losses were. However, to overstate their importance to the Imperium would have been less folly. Every single day, humanity pays a far more terrible price, and that must be brought to the end. I take it after you decided to get rid of your Xenos allies. There was no more need for them, seeing as the yoke was almost complete, the situation was escalating out of control. Theodora was dead, the cult of the Final Dawn had reared its head and was preparing to strike, and Ymrus had forgotten her place. She was putting forward too many elimination requests, and when I told her to curb her appetite, she retaliated. The theft of the Rycat star was timed to occur when Master Von Kalox would be on the planet. The Archon wanted to rob me of one of my agents and send a message. Rykad's son vanished because of me? I still fail to see how the connection between the disappearing star and the cult of the final dawn. How could the xenos catalyze the fulfillment of the archenemy's prophecy? Adira shakes her head. Perhaps the powers of the warp knew ahead of time what was destined to happen, before the cult infiltrated the planet, before either Aurora showed up in the system. And then the Koronus Expanse was engulfed in flame. I had to rush the operation, declare sector-wide martial law. The webway gate that Ymmerus' warriors had been using was destroyed, and the facility on Quetzal Tamar razed. I evacuated that half of the yoke that Cervantes had completed. Yes, correct. But I was too late to receive the second half from Euphrates. Cubist Delphin revealed to Erlon where he should strike, and that almost spelled the end of Operation Precious Sentinel. I appreciate your efforts in resolving the problem. In fact, you turned out to be much more useful than Theodora ever was. Why did you call for the Astartes to help you? I needed a remarkably strong force to keep my Xenos allies in check. The Emperor's Angels were just the weapon I was looking for, except, well, considering the sensitive nature of my operation, I couldn't very well risk requesting aid from my allies in the Death Watch, could I? And then I remembered an old debt owed to me by a Space Wolves great company, so I decided to call in a favor. They were an asset at first. The Wolves helped me close the Dimensional Gate by overwhelming its security systems. I tasked them with hunting the Xenos condemned by Ymmerus, and eventually, they started prying, and that was unacceptable. I could control Thorvald by giving him more tempting targets, but the baleful Howl Pack... They raided an outpost where my agents had been meeting with the Drukari. The pack took prisoners, but lost the esteemed brother Ulfar. I hoped they would give their all to the search, but instead the wolves forced the system's coordinates out of the captives and came crashing down on my head. They had no gate to transport them. They used nothing but the warp engines. Thankfully, they realized their situation too late, so Tanakia managed to neutralize them. Ulfar stares coldly at him, the deadly frost of Fenris crackling in his voice as he speaks. You will pay for this, Savior Calcazar. Know that I have blood vengeance. I will have your death. You have come so far in pursuit of answers, biggest Turg. It would be cruel to leave your curiosity unsatisfied. Seeing as the inhabitants of this place almost killed you, I gather something went wrong with this plan of yours? Not at all. Operation Precious Sentinel is in its final stages. The increase in Xenos activity is a vexing yet trivial development in the grand scheme. They were supposed to guard the device, but they slept through the intrusion, and only the Satan Shard's emanations could make them stir. Theodora's research destabilized the Shard prison, and my project only made it worse. Whenever particles of the Satan Shard's energy seep out, many curious phenomena occur. The destruction of the Crypt, the warped reality. When I tame the monster, I will order it to stop disrupting the laws of the universe. However, you will not be there to see it, your lordship. I will have the Satan Shard destroy your body so thoroughly that there won't be the slightest trace left of you. You may find it lamentable, but there's simply no place for the likes of you in the future that I am creating. Idira's eyes widen. The cold light of prophecy shines in them. The future you are creating, it blinds, it burns. It's filled with the suffering of millions for the sake of the phantom salvation of billions. Salvation in the bosom of a Xeno nightmare. Compared to this heresy, my work is child's play. Oh no. First I will kill you, then I will claim this trophy for myself, and then we shall see what I do to your precious Imperium. There's not a shred of hatred or disappointment on Calcazar's face. You showed such promise too. I blame your heredity. Farewell, biggest Turg. I vow to find and destroy every single seed of corruption you have sown. He glances at his retinue. Execute the heretic.
Your existence is no
Really?
but ashes. Crush them!
I don't think these guys have been leveled up. I'm not sure, but I don't think they've been leveled up at all. I think they have exactly what I gave them. Oh, there are so many people for Cabela to charge off of. Did I hear what thread I just made? I mean, yeah, I did. I was like, I'm gonna do way worse. But can you blame me? Get this stupid bird out of the way. Okay. No, I don't love this. Wow, Pascal just got yeeted. Calcazar's only got 3,000 HP. Come on, man. I thought Chaos Demon's worse than you.
Our foes redouble our
Immunity to warp damage in Perils of the Warp.
Feel the icy bite of death!
Guys, can you leave Pascal alone?
My resolve is
God, everybody is knocked over.
Duty go hand in hand.
You can't do damage to Abelard. Are you insane?
Make it quick.
He's immortal.
Can I fall back now?
Let's get to it.
You know what's not immortal, though, is everybody else in my party.
Out of my way. Hold on.
Ooh, Psyker. Nice buffing Calcazar.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Abelard? Legion?
Watch it, you rusting, stinking sons of trolls!
God Emperor, move through me.
I don't know what your plan is here, Urge. Okay.
I feel nothing.
Ow.
Fear nothing.
Here we go.
Legion doesn't get cover, doesn't need to be next to Turg. It gives him bonus dodge. It gives him basically advantage on dodge rolls if he's next to him.
your efforts amuse me.
Which doesn't do much when you're on the floor the entire time, taking plasma AoEs over and over again.
Die!
Well, Legion's dead. I can't decide who I want to kill first.
Death comes in silence.
These guys seem like they would be a good purchase,
Shall
though.
not fail. Trust me.
That's it? That's all the attacks you got? Gee whiz, girl.
A dance of blades and shadows. Let your soul be purged.
Boy, oh boy.
As the tenants caught by the web.
Bonus strike, that's nice.
Trust me.
She's not quite buffed up enough yet.
As on our old days.
Let's get to it.
Now she can't use that ability against the area of effects.
Out of my way.
So all these damn plasma pistols.
My resolve is unshaken.
You're on the ground, you're on the ground. Honestly, I think I'm gonna die because nobody is capable of standing. And it feels like I'm just gonna get perma locked on stun.
My ears are ringing.
Abelard heals to full
Let's get to it.
once he gets to half HP, I think.
My feet. Strength.
Actually, no, I think we took that item off of him. Okay, Adira's dead.
I hunger for battle.
Okay. dodge. Okay. Not dodge. Not dodge again. Not dodge a third time. Oh, actually, do dodge a third time. Heinrichs. Ooh, big hit there on Heinrichs. Draft telekinetic shield.
Let's get to it. Out my way.
Submit that as report. Sister friendly fire Argenta. That's what she does best. Erlon's about to die.
Guided by faith.
Favors you.
There goes Erlon.
Accept this gift.
Oh, there also goes me.
The enemies of the Emperor.
Dude, I'd
will be
love to
undone.
take some turns. Yeah, it'd be really cool if I was allowed to take any turns in this fight. So far, like, their entire team has taken multiple turns.
Rejoice in battle.
Nothing worse.
66 damage to Abelard. That's unheard of. 68 damage. Abelard's gonna die. Abelard is dead.
Death is a blessing.
Jesus Christ.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Cabela misses.
The shadows will see it done. Brings me no pleasure.
These guys all have like 1,000 HP. I'll kill him on a backflip. We're gonna have to blade dance you, I think.
As
So let's
honor
also do
ordains,
that.
As the tenets demand.
Parry.
Fenris is in battle.
Blade whispers your
That's too many misses, man.
final web.
That is too many
I am
misses.
your blade and shield. Trust me.
Come on.
It's just a scratch.
Dash through him.
The shadows will see it done.
89 damage because she hits an
As
opening.
honor ordains.
It's nearing its glorious end.
Come, the other side.
Heinrichs is
awaits.
down. Blade Signature is a single enemy. The next attack against the selected enemy cannot be dodged. If it kills, you gain 1 AP and can make an extra attack.
I will not
This'll kill
die
him.
in dishonor. Let your film be
It's just a
purged.
scratch.
What? So he's dead, but it didn't count. He has 5 HP. God damn it.
I bring mercy and retribution.
I'm gonna have to use Veil of Blades again,
Here we go.
even though it does
An
damage to me.
offering of blood.
Let's get to it. Let's make it quick.
I was really hoping for the heals from that ability, man. Oh my god, Pascal is still alive. Do I put you here is the question, because you can get AoE'd if I do that. Do I use this Space Marine as armor? Maybe that's what I do.
Cogitation failed.
Jesus.
Request approved.
Let's mark some prey. Okay. Get rid of him. You can make multiple attacks in a single turn with this new plasma weapon, right? That was the deal? I know that was the deal.
Running binary function successfully terminated.
30%.
Request approved.
We're gonna trigger precise attack. 52%.
Running binary override.
Give us some machine buffs. Kill Argenta. Good stuff. $42, $42, $38, $64, $64. Let's just kill this guy.
Function successfully terminated.
I'm a little bit worried if I do 2 overloads in a single round, he's going to take damage from it and it's going to kill him. So I think I'm actually just going to lay a trap.
Let's get to it.
Hey, that worked. Only mark surface prey that you're intending to kill in the same turn. Well, I didn't know if I was going to have a chance to like use momentum. Well, Pascal's dead anyway. Part of the idea was like, I wanted to make sure that things were marked as prey for any bonuses he gives to them, so that Cabela would get an opportunity. 2. He takes minimal damage from plasma, which is what's happening here.
Hold on.
Like reduced damage from plasma. But not that reduced.
Though I gave thee my blood and my pain,
You're gonna take that
thou
homunculus
hast
injector.
ordained that I shall live. A dance of blades and
You're gonna move up
shadows.
on these guys because at least there's 2 of them right next to each other. I would rather be on that other side of them, so let's dance macabre.
As honor, my blade whispers your name. Let your soul be purged.
Wow, you didn't hit him? Really?
Blade whispers your name.
Well, you're doing good damage, kiddo.
Death comes in silence. Trust me, death is a blessing.
One more down.
As honor ordered by the web. As the tenants.
Another one down. So at this point, it's only her.
Prince of Scarlet.
You're gonna run over here. And then you're gonna cast Veil of Blades again.
Here we go.
Aim for the heart next time.
You're gonna get hit by that shot. Dodge that one though. That guy actually hurts himself on the plasma overload. Dodge that one. Calcazar is my big threat here, but I figure if I at least have him forced to fight me in a direct way.
Death whispers my
This could be it.
The blade returns to its sheath.
Damn. Well, it's kind of unfortunate that all of my characters just got knocked down and then killed in rapid succession. The bird just chilling.
Embrace true
Can I have this whole
power.
conversation again? What a load of shenanigans, man. Is that the first time we've died? I actually think it might be. Can you imagine if I was playing on hardcore mode and we died on this fight? It's got to be hell for solo runs. Absolutely. I came for your head. Do 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 do. I guess I don't need to have any of this conversation, but let's try it again, Johnny.
Into corpse starch.
Why am I on the ground? And immobilized. I don't think I have the words for this. One of your characters is standing too close to the enemy. Is it me who can't move? God damn it. I would love to know why my character went unconscious. Like what that glitch was.
Intriguing.
I've come for your head. I have more questions. I have to do all this.
Your existence is naught but
Okay,
ashes.
good news. I am not unconscious anymore in this fight. You're right. Legion does no longer provides me cover. I can't go there. Okay. I can go there at least. Cabela can go there. Big A in the center. Adira. Vesper. Let's see how that works.
Stay vigilant.
Dudes love going after Pascal. Hella rude, honestly.
I am your blade and shield.
It's a pretty good spot for you.
I won't go down easy.
The shadows. Could final.
Predator does not become prey.
Just really hoping for more hits on Heinrichs there.
As honor ordains.
God damn.
The road take you.
God damn.
I'll channel my pain into anger.
Good. Heinrichs is down before he can do anything.
I shall not fail. The other side
Argenta is
awaits.
down before she can do anything.
A dance of blades.
I'd love to get
and
these
shadows.
mystics down, but they have way too much HP.
Brings me no pleasure.
You've got 2 hits left.
As honor ordains.
Put an opening on Ulfar,
The
and then
shadows will
we'll
see
do
it
acrobatic artistry.
Your soul be purged.
So this is good. Cabela's gotten some like pretty good beef up here.
Skidja, my castle behind is strong.
I am not sure that Veil of Blades is worth it,
As the
but I think we'll cast it anyway. On the off chances it saves biggest turd from an attack. God, you're buffed.
I need no guidance.
Everybody gets voice of command. Everyone gets ear of authority. Yes. Break their ranks. Yes.
Guides me.
We'll drop the Medicaid signal. We're going to turn on Power from Beyond the Veil. We're going to turn on Cabela's a Demon now.
Closer.
I'm going to give Adira the extra turn.
What? Is that you?
Bit of a risk, but
Will do.
getting those buffs out early.
Anything else?
Okay, she summoned a Screamer and died. But she landed all of her buffs before she decided to do that. So I would say that's a good thing. Those guys are too close, but this guy isn't.
At your beck and call.
So that feels okay by me. Unfortunately, though, because Adira died, I can no longer use Finest Hour and then now give Cabela another bonus turn, which was really a big part of my strategy here.
Purpose guides me.
But I can kill Ulfar before he gets the move.
My saga is nearing its glorious end.
All right, so far going a lot better. I've killed all 3 of my old companions and only lost to Dira, but also kind of gotten a demon in the process, so some cosmic humor somewhere in there.
Hold on.
I would have been okay if she just like took a bunch of damage and summoned a demon, but just completely dying and summoning a demon seems like a bit of overkill. Especially when like the warp wasn't even that high up. Erlon is taking the same spot that Biggest Turk is in. Okay. Abelard, I guess. Why don't you go for Calcazar?
Let's get to it.
Okay. Abelard immediately gets knocked over because of an ability called Keep Your Distance.
Observing the loss of a unit. Let's make it quick.
Pascal's getting reaved. Don't come for me. Come on, man. Why would you go for the Chaos Space Marine and not the Inquisitor? Doesn't make a lot of sense, if you ask me. We'll knock you over. You've got some pretty good stacks right now, so 4% damage, 1 resolve, 5 damage, and 5% additional damage for every 10 stacks. I don't understand why you would ever use Inspire over Press the Advantage. Inspire makes me do like a ton of bonus damage. I guess I'll also take Linchpin here. Let's go for the Psyker, if I can. Maybe kill that dweeb. This demonette can go after some of these tech sorcists.
Out of my way.
Feels like the best use for her. Yeah, Itchy Rash finally got to us.
Here we go.
No buffing Calcazar. Ow. Okay, Pascal is dead. Erline's hard to hit.
Let's get to it.
This demon is buying me a lot of time. I'm extremely grateful for it right now.
Follow my lead.
It's buying me quite a lot of time.
My faith strengthens me.
Stupid Calcazar. That's exactly what I was trying to get you to do. That demon was on your side, you fool. Now. Kibella. Kibella ciao bella. Adara's dead, so that bird's not doing anything for me. I feel like getting rid of this Inquisition veteran is probably the play here.
By the web.
Now, don't attack the bird. God damn it. Stop attacking the bird.
Let your soul be purged. Death comes in sight.
All right, she did good there.
shall not be caught by the web.
So close. Feel like I could maybe dance Macabre, actually.
Trust me.
Oh yeah, definitely I can.
The other side awaits.
Good, 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 good.
The shadows.
We'll kill
will
this
see
guy. Kills give me additional backflips, so...
I bring mercy in retribution.
Kill him. That gives me a backflip onto that enforcer. Oh, your high momentum also just triggered. So actually, you're going to come up here.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
I'm a little bit worried I can't get that trigger, but it looks like I can. You're going to attack him 6 times in a row? He's dead. You're done here, Inquisitor. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Death whispers your name. Where are you going?
I am your blade and shield.
I guess he has to wait for the end of combat to give his speech.
It brings me no pleasure.
I can't reach everybody else. I only have 3 backflips left. But I guess I can go here and stab this guy.
Death is a blessing.
And I guess I could go here and backflip this guy.
Comes in silence.
Rude, right?
The other
You can
side
use Inspire on
awaits.
other targets that last until the end of combat. Press the advantages only on yourself and only lasts 1 turn. Aha. That would make the difference.
I bring mercy and
You know what? I'm not even going to cast Acrobatic Artistry. I'm just going to chill. Demonette. Rude. That'll kill them both. It should backdraft. It did not.
This is beneath me.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Ulfar. I guess you're mad. Abelard stands back up. Urlon. I would like you to summon a demon. And then I would like you to charge Ulfar.
Is that all you've got?
And then... every 4%. Every 5 stacks. This lasts until the end of combat. This lasts only for the round. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like this costs 0 AP, which is what the advantage on it is. Abelard, what you're going to do is you're going to run here, and then you're going to take Daring Breach.
The stars themselves.
You're going to make Ulfar your sworn enemy.
At your beck and call.
You're going to get an auto crit. You're going to kill him in 1 shot. And you're going to charge this dweeb.
Tactics are the best ones.
Who is that? There's another guy left. God damn it. Melta? Focus Melta Scorcher.
Victory is...
I was really hoping we'd get a crit out of that somehow. Erlon, you can summon another demon. I like filling this place with demons. You can then give Abelard another turn.
At your beck and call.
And then he can get the charge kill. That went way better the second time around.
No, it is too early. The yoke must be activated.
Is that me?
Or all is lost.
Cool. Am I going to be prone this entire cutscene? Nomos! An invisible yet clearly tangible aura of power envelops the figure clad in the robes of a tech priest. It's all more baffling to hear a youthful, excited voice come from his hood. This is it. This is the place of our origin. Nomos' gaze is trained upon the Satan Shard. It was your strike and your wish to escape that prison that begot us. The mysterious creature that has been your ship's soul for so long turns to face you, but it is you, biggest Turg, who truly ushered us into this world. Let us meet our abominable precursor together, for it is ready to break free. Greetings, Nomos. We are out of time. Now it escapes us. Should I have not said greetings? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It does look like Nomos. Oh man, I was really hoping he would explode him. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Bad, 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 bad.
March for power.
Ooh, 15,000 wounds, 250 armor, 50 deflection. Weapons, plummeting stars. Times arrow. He teleports across to random positions. He attacks the last thing that dealt him damage. Creates copies of himself, swaps positions with his copies. He's immune to most things. He takes extra damage from machine damage, which is nice. As long as any shard copy or the energy orb remains, each time it is attacked, the Satan Shard will gain a stack of reconceptualization and trigger reflective retribution on the attacker. What is the orb? Let us ponder this orb. Puts Pascal out of range. Here goes nothing. Nomos' boon. God damn it. I can't see. Yoke amplifier. Work of a combined technical genius of humans and xenos. Source the yoke. Satan Shard used Void Doom. Sentence an enemy to annihilation. Costs 20 AP. Cassia gains strange vitality. Nomos boon affect the allies. What the hell is Nomos boon? Increase ballistic skill, armor pen, and damage dealt. Fortunately, you didn't get it on very many good people, but eroding shard copy. What? Oh my god, he moved all of us. My buffs.
I will leave footprints.
Uh-oh.
A prominence cannot damage a star.
You cannot trick death.
You're going to use that and get rid of that injury.
One
The traits of
caught by the web. Let your soul be heard.
Not being able to buff properly is a little worrying.
A dance of blades and shadows. As honor.
a fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
This goes against the tenets.
Can't dance macabre to that.
I shall not fail.
Might be able to trigger 2 more of these.
Trust me.
That's pretty good. Almost killed it. Where's the bird? Still back here. I definitely don't want to jump back to the Satan Shard, so why don't I just kill this
As
thing?
honor ordained.
Of time, see their last.
Death comes in silence.
And then I can at least move back into the buff zone. Oh, in fact, I have a jump.
The shadows will soar by the web.
Damage a star.
Big A.
Pathetically sound approach.
I probably shouldn't be lumping up all my guys, but who knows?
Target well struck.
At this point, it's hard to tell what I'm meant to be doing. Please tell Nomos he has some sick
At
moves.
your beck and call. An exemplary.
He's vibing.
Unraveling.
He's living his truth.
It will be done.
You know what? Let's wall a rock reed here. And then... I'm gonna take Bulwark, I think. Erlon, you're gonna summon a demon in the hopes it distracts the shard. Buff Cabela with that and then give her break the ranks. Why does that not work? Can only target allies who have enemies adjacent to them. You have an enemy adjacent to them? Screw it, just take an extra turn then.
As honor ordained. My blade whispers your name. Trust me. Caught by the web.
I'm just trying to give her as many stacks as I possibly can right now. I can't tell where this thing's opening is because it's so damn shiny. But okie dokie. You're gonna hit him. I thought the way that this worked. After the wielder deals damage with the Crows, each of the wielder's allies perform an attack of opportunity against the target. Erlon, your abilities don't seem to work. Which I'm gonna be real, is kind of annoying. You know what? If I do this with the pink horror, it's gonna cause the Satan Shard to attack him because he always attacks the last person who attacked him. Okay, you're dead. That's 2 shard copies down. I can actually come back in here with Adira using Abelard as cover because he bulwarked. This is good.
But of course.
Okay, the key players are buffed up, this means. We'll rupture his mind.
Quiet, Whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Purification discharge. I could do a mind bond here for biggest Turg, but honestly, I think I'm probably better off just doing a double blind.
None will stand against me.
Oh shoot, and I didn't mean to do that as a heroic act. But whatever. Nice. Oh my god, we use the warp sword and just do like massive veil degradation from 4 to 16. Pascal's actually in an incredible spot right here.
Request approved. Running binary override.
Hilarious that we couldn't ask for him to be in a better spot, basically.
The omniscient soul comprehends all.
That did not destroy that shard copy? I don't understand. It should have.
My vow is preserved.
In fact, it doesn't even look like it fired the weapon.
The scriptural product.
Here you go, buddy. So now we can actually attack the shard.
Running binary probability analysis. Successful. Collective, we yet iron knows no
Okay, biggest Turg. We'll get you into cover. And hopefully
Purpose guides me.
you can get all these buffs out via
I
Legion.
will not stoop to
The target
this.
is 1 too far. What if I relocated it? Brilliant.
One step closer. I won't waste my time on
We'll do warp damage. Turn Cabela into a demon. I don't know who the best person to give a bonus turn to be. I'm kind of scared to give it to Adira right now where she's so next to everybody. And the warp fail is like so high.
I will triumph. I need no guidance.
So I think I'm just gonna turn on the double heal. Where you going? Block? Abelard doesn't care, man. He'll fight a Satan Shard. He'll tank the hits. Nomos? Breath of Fatality. Oh, it did not help me, Nomos. That absolutely did not help me.
I am your blade and shield.
But it's Cabela time.
I shall not fail.
Let's start with that. The next single target attack has a minus 50% armor penalty with a minimum of 0 and plus 10 lethality. It rotates the target. Their dodge and parry against the assassin's attack is equal to 0 until the start of the enemy's next turn.
As honor ordains. As the tenet, my blade whispers your name.
Turn him around. Just start stabbing him. This is not doing a lot of damage. What is the energy orb? Because it said something about the energy orb in his oh my god, we're already debuffing him so much. Minus 10 deflection and minus 50 armor for each stack of structural invulnerability. Switches negative effects. I'm not sure. Satan, the dark godlike being that made the Necrons what they are. Yeah, they're the ones who like cursed. They tricked the Necrons into accepting the Necrodermis.
Trust me. Caught by the web.
Cover myself in a little blood here.
As honor ordains.
Every time I hit him with this Djinn blade, he takes a massive debuff, so.
And retribution. The shadows will see it done. Trust me. My blade.
Captive
whispers
audience,
your
that's another 500 damage. Gee whiz. Can you dance macabre all the way through him? You can.
Blades and shadows.
300 plus damage. Another
As
dance
the
back.
tenets demand.
Did we do a backflip? I don't feel like we did. Tell you what, I'm just gonna open another wound on him, and if he's gonna attack me, then at least he's attacking in this direction. Big A. Coming in hot. He's got a sworn enemy.
At your beck and call.
He's juicing himself up.
Victory is imminent. Gray hair, sure hair.
That's a lot of blocks. Energy orb. Ooh. I see. He's made many more. Weapons. Trap. Cannot attack.
At your beck and call.
Taunt. Hope for the best. More energy orbs. Urlon time. I'm gonna do that. Wait, how I thought that would work, but okay.
As your corpse and suffers.
How are you guys not capable of being an effect of that?
An exemplary strike. Indeed.
Okay. Finish the job? No, no. Will you make Cabela insane? Gains resolve stacks of tactical advantage, 21. Resets the cooldown. All right. Bit worried these things are just gonna explode on me. Good job, Pink Horror. You're gonna shoot the Pink Horror? Ow. No, you're not. Birds. There. That cover didn't seem to work so well for Biggest Turg, but I do feel like I should probably get away from this big guy.
Will do.
Blind?
Farewell.
Are you capable of being hit? Oh my god, lol. I've debuffed him so many times that he literally has one weapon skill and one ballistic skill. Oh, it's mostly because of sensory deprivation. Temporary wounds equal to 50% of its current wounds per each absorbed matter stack. Each stack reduces incoming damage dealt by 2%. All stacks are removed after his turn. There are too many buffs here.
Damn. What was the command again? All right.
That's a full kill on pretty much anything.
Was that you? Or
Almost a full kill, I should say. You know what? Give yourself a bonus turn.
quiet whispers? It's
Cast
my
Evil Eye.
turn, and I'm gonna control it myself. Will do.
Debuff him.
Stop it!
Pascal somehow still alive over here.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. The Omnissiah condemns you.
One down.
Running binaric override.
Actually, you can hit them with this, can't you? Machine Banishment. Finish him off. He is out of range. Little bit worried this is going to hit Cabela. Dismantling attack will give him like a permanent debuff. 400 damage also, not bad. God, I wish I could dash you just like a little bit. Swing and a miss. I tell you what, you're just going to lay down a bunch of buffs on yourself.
Request approved.
Just in case. I healed it with that shot? Looks like I did 409 damage. Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains temporary wounds equal to 10% of their maximum wounds plus 23. Blood of the Martyrs. Nomos. Nomos Boon. Disintegrating Dawn. Energy orb in the center of the battlefield. The next turn, the orb explodes to destroy all enemies. Okay, that seems like something I might need to deal with. Stack of reconceptualization. Where's your weak spot? Here. That was a bit risky.
I shadow the other side of winds.
DOA. That was enough. Death Waltz. GG. You're dead.
Let your soul be purged. Caught by the web. My blade whispers your name.
You're taking 0 damage from all these hits now.
Caught by the web.
Could you stop doing that?
Let your soul be
I have a lot of hits to give you. Unraveling reality. Disintegrating dawn. Oh my god, he's made another round of shards. So now the real question comes. She could probably kill him right now. Structuring shard, disintegrating shard, eroding shard.
I am your blade and shield. The shadows will let your soul be purged.
Let that blade dance trigger.
Caught by the web. Brings me no pleasure.
Reality is a tapestry of contradictions.
I bring mercy.
We'll come over here. We'll DOA him.
Let your soul be purged.
He's dead. We'll come over here.
A dance of blades and shadows.
We'll DOA this guy. We'll go here and then DOA your weak spot. Now, I have enough charged up on him. Never mind, you're doing like 2,000 damage in a hit at this point. It doesn't even matter. Cabela time. I need the Ghostbusters. I just need Cabela. Imagine trying this without her. Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad we bought Cabela in the end. So I guess this is the yoke? Yeah, it's got the Imperial Eagles all over it. The ancient monster struggles against the energy manacles of the yoke. Its impossible powers that make reality itself burst at the seams are now being forced into a compact dungeon. Quark by quark, returning it to a cruel and painful non-existence. It could struggle harder, but something is hindering it. You are the cause of this hindrance. Only now does the Satan Shard turn its focus to you, for its battle was nothing more than the reflective resistance of an alien mind absorbed in a completely different range of thoughts and responses. But now it is thinking about you, and its thoughts are so corporeal that you can sense them and know them. It seeks an end to the confrontation. It's capable of resolving it in a way that would benefit all. More and more tears appear all over the shard's form. As the yoke absorbs its power, it becomes increasingly harder for the shard to maintain its physical structure. Each imperfection you inflict brings the Star Predator closer to imprisonment. Do not bow your head before our abominable precursor. It was begotten by the dark abysses of the past. It is a fragment of that which devoured stars and erased civilization. It knows no benefit other than its own. Allow us to stand against it. This is our time, our impossible chance. Spooky Ghost Theodora. What's up? Long time no see. As yet another layer of reality cracks, a figure appears before you. Her. After giving you a probing and appraising look, she permits a slight smile. It's funny, she's got like her hand in her pocket. What a little vibe. You gotta love the hairdo on Theodora. It's so good. Kneel before the ancient deity I'm ready to serve. Nomos, if our birth ever had a purpose, then it is here and now. Why do you call the shard your precursor? That is what it is and what we are. We have told you before about Theodora's ambition, Amonat's mind, the ship's cradle, and Epitaph's secret. One sprouted into another and spurred another. Thus Nomos was born. We were an echo of the shard's power, an echo that left its prison. But we've become something so much more with your help. What do you want to do? Clash with the precursor object, touch it and absorb it so that the reflection becomes the object reflected, so that the shard becomes Nomos. Then and only then will its threat be eradicated forever. Do you think you can do this? We stand at the threshold of probabilities and outside the bounds of the predictable. It is beyond possible to know whether we can or cannot. But we are burning to try. How could we refuse such a feast? You can sense the shard's reaction, observation, analysis, and an almost intangible anxiety. Try to touch Theodora. Particles of reality begin to boil around you, trying to heal the wound upon existence and preventing her from entering this version of reality. You and she can exchange words, thoughts, glances, but a physical connection is impossible. You are merely fleeting phantoms that could scatter at any moment. She's silent, her gaze trained on you as if she's trying to commit your every feature to memory. I mean, Theodora seemed like she was quite the heretic. I'm curious what she thinks. To walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. Poof. The wound on reality is healed and the vision of Theodora quickly fades away. You catch her last words. Whatever fate you choose, one can only hope it will be better than mine. Think about the Satan. Mental contact is effortless. This is not communication. Such as a powerful being cannot comprehend communicating with anyone but its equals. It simply bears the gift of making others hear and understand it. It is so grand is the potential of its thoughts. Try to comprehend what it is. It is the pinnacle of reality. In its eternity, dominance, omnipotence, individuality. It is the original purpose behind all existence. The rest was born in order to contain and nourish and be appropriated by the Satan. Space is an illusionary variable. To the Satan, time is a young and trivial phenomenon. It has existed for an eternity in the gaseous energy font of the universe before time was eventually born. To the Satan, fact and probability are mere extractions, between which it can soar on its electromagnetic wings. Currently, it is not whole. It was shattered into lesser pieces. And so were its thoughts and powers. The feeling of emptiness is oppressive, and it yearns to become one again. I know this feeling, Xenos. What are your motives? It wishes to be. All Satan exists to spread and conquer, not to stay manacled within untime, where it was entombed by contemptible sentient tools away from all that. The Satan wishes to ascend, to sate its hunger, and embrace once more the pure exhilaration of claiming and taming reality. What do you promise? Power, eternity, comprehension. The Satan once chose to reign over the short-lived races and forged a new and glorious fate for them. It has learned from its mistakes. Now it will only bestow its gifts upon the chosen few. It can grant... Your thoughts falter, for it is difficult for your mind to fathom the full scope of this word. The Satan can grant everything. It's much easier for you to stop trying to comprehend the Satan than for it, who could grasp the world 100 of ways to stop comprehending you. It's the oath you take when you become the rogue trader. Yeah, the Theodorus things. Yeah. Shard tries to pull the same trick it did on the Necron there. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Though, I mean, it was a very specific shard, the Shard of the Deceiver, that tricked the Necrontyr. Here's the thing. I don't kneel before anything, except for, I guess, the Dark Gods. And I have a bit of a problem kneeling to this because I know that the Satan don't like the ruinous powers. Nomos said he would destroy it by absorbing it. Yeah, we don't really know who or what this guy is. Yeah. If I deliver the final blow, I get to control it. You're right. It could actually be a Deceiver Shard. I kind of just want to give it to Nomos. If I'm being real. It is the model of the Void Dragon. I do not know the Void Dragon. Reflection becomes the object reflected. The shard becomes to Nomos. Then and only then will its threat be eradicated forever. I mean, here's the thing. If I give it to Nomos, I think I'm just giving it another shard. Like I'm combining two shards together. So the Satan is just going to be freed and twice as powerful. Shame we can't save here. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the final decision. Like, this is why I'm humming and hawing on it so much. But Nomos is our Nomos. That's the thing, right? Nomos is our weapon, so... You're a child. You decide what and where Nomos does. You're right. You're right. Go with my gut. Give it to Nomos. We are ready for the most important battle of our life. Wish us luck. Nomos steps towards the shard and the whole world explodes into a terrifying whirlwind. You can hear the colors and see the touches. Ice burns your hand while fire leaves you freezing. And in the midst of this madness, you can clearly sense a battle raging, a clash of two beings. One endlessly ancient and the other endlessly young. Let's go, Nomos. The power of the shard is such that it redefines the very notion of power, but it has a weakness, one that you can see only now with the shard and its rival standing face to face. The shard is just that, a shard. It's incomplete. It's not whole. It cannot be what the Satan was before. What opposes the shard is something entirely different. An undivided sentient being with a clear purpose in mind, akin to a well-aimed arrow. One who has fletched and loosed this arrow was you. The battle goes on and on and on, outrunning the course of time, but you do not need the gift of clairvoyance to know who will emerge victorious. We're locking them both in there? You finished the game. The Satan shard was transmuted into a new form. There is so many achievements I am unlocking. Their name was Nomos. Possessing the power of an ancient being and nurtured by the rogue trader, the young star god watched over the Koronus Expanse, their new domain, with curiosity. The Koronus Expanse became the hunting ground of a new wicked sovereign of the Von Valancius dynasty. From the ruins of old order, a new kingdom was born, one that worshipped the dark gods of the warp. The formation of a new gargantuan punitive squad began in the Calictus sector. I'm gonna get rid of myself here so you guys can see. However, no one knew if it would make it through the furious warp storms of the Great Rift. Nomos did not have long to learn their new powers. At the bidding of the Dark Gods, Biggest Turd Von Valancius imprisoned them within the yoke, turning them into a shackled monster. This strange entity, imbued with a sliver of the Star God's power, was beyond the reach of the rulers of the warp, and as such, they were dangerous and destined to be enslaved. When the Rogue Trader rebelled against the Imperium, he united heretics and enemies of the Creed in the expanse around him. No one was brave enough to challenge the master of the enslaved Stellar Beast. Under the Rogue Trader's iron rule, a new legion of the ruinous powers was forming, welded together by fear and obedience. Did Nomos work? Yeah, and we enslaved him. Did I get Not Cure the Rash achievement? Ooh, I'll have to look. The unholy blessing of the Dark Gods fell on the shoulders of the Rogue Trader, showing everyone that he was their champion, destined to bring the Expanse under her rule. But it's well known that the favor of the Lords of the Warp is fickle. The Rogue Trader's Servo Skull, penned autobiography, became a landmark of literature in the Expanse. In an ironic twist, the numerous manual copies made during the memoir's distribution littered it with so many distortions and reinterpretations that centuries later, no widely available version of the text contained even a single word of truth. The original publication has become an object of speculative trade among enterprising collectors, and secret underground auctions are sometimes held, in which noble buyers are prepared to part with entire worlds and void ships just for a chance to possess a manuscript of such incredible value. A mysterious entity, referred to some as the King of Distortion, grant immense power to its herald in the conflict. Sometimes the Rogue Trader was struck with incredible luck that would be accompanied by strange discrepancies in the memories of its witness. While others remember events as they actually transpired, others recall different circumstances, much less favorable to the Lord Captain. But the Expanse is filled with fools and madmen, is it not? I was wondering about this. This is like the planet that we gave to a Chaos God and then nothing became of it. Years later, when the Rogue Trader's body could no longer contain his mortal soul, he was granted one last boon. For his wicked deeds, atrocious sacrifices, and unspeakable oaths, the ruinous powers lifted him to the Imperium, where they transformed him into an abhorrent demon prince. The Great Ascension was complete. Hell yeah. Having lost its leader and lacking a worthy successor, the Korda dynasty began to weaken. The grim legacy of the abominable Aspis revealed itself, and the Protectorate fell into chaos. Grasping claimants tore the defenseless domain apart. After widely embracing the patronage of the Skull God, Caligos Winterscale swept over the Expanse like a fiery tornado, bombing peaceful planets and destroying void ships. His dynastic realm became a nest of piracy and heresy that required immediate purging. The cult of St. Drusus continued its indefatigable struggle to spread the faith around the Expanse and expose the vile transgressions of the authorities. The stronger and wealthier a planet was, the less its rulers wanted to see the black-clad preachers. Riots and assassinations pushed the cult to where it most felt confident, the frontier. Their calls to rally against the evil breeding in the Von Valancius Protectorate were answered by thousands of the righteous, but noble authorities were deaf to their sermons. Hieronius remained the most revered priest in the cult of St. Drusus. He turned no one away, hearing confessions from pirates, bilge rats, deserters, beggars alike. It might have been one of those undeserving wretches who infected him with a rare form of leprosy that robbed him of his sight, yet his heart could always see the corruption in the souls of his repenting children. He met his end at the base of Rogue Trader's throne. Biggest Turd ripped the preacher's face from his skull and displayed his skinned head on the ship's bridge. Hell yeah. In the following years, the Cognizance fleet slowly and deliberately left the explored systems of the Expanse for the furthest remote regions. Observation stations claimed worlds were abandoned, and even Euphrates II became derelict. Statistical divination warned the fleet's conclave of the grim events awaiting the Expanse, and they decided to deliver their fellows from the coming storm. Yet they did not share the truth with the lay people. The schism of discontinuing the cycle engulfed the entire fleet, and soon the Civil War was over. Disregarding the commandments of their forefathers, the explorers started down a dangerous new path of comprehension, creation, and revision of procedures and algorithms. The fleet was united once more, and in its unity, it was ready to stare down any horrors standing in the way of the catechism of maintenance and operation. This is cool. All these like heretics on flying discs. Very demonic. Magos Opticon 22, one of the first to hail the return of the Messiah, took the helm of the Mother Squadron of the Cognizance fleet. Unquestioningly embracing the teaching of discontinuing the cycle, he personally saw to the crushing of any renegades who did not accept the Messiah's word as truth. He earned himself the identifier Chrome Scourge. The crisis in the Expanse dealt a serious blow to the business interests of the Fellowship of the Void. Having no powerful allies, they retreated into the darkness of frontier systems. The hard life they forged them into a new tribe, furious, wild, and willing to do anything for survival. They swore to return to take what had once been theirs. For many years, old Rizza presided over the captains of the Fellowship. At the end of her life, she once again took the helm of a ship and led an attack on the mother squadron of the Cognizance fleet, during which the attacker managed to seize a dozen transport ships loaded with the Omnissiah's sacred gifts. Violence throughout the Expanse put many on their guard, and as a result, the Castabalica's business declined. Rumors surfaced among the coal traders about a so-called commission that had made its way through the Maw and into the Expanse. Its professed purpose was to audit assets and take measures to restructure operations. These words carried an ominous threat. Vladim Tokara, as Liege of Footfall, survived 14 assassination attempts and thwarted no less than 2,000 schemers before a shot finally took his life. The esteemed Liege's funeral was held in great secrecy, with only his closest entourage being permitted to view his corpse, which spawned some peculiar rumors. Vladim, who had formerly stayed clear of the suspected of heresy and dealings with corrupted good, changed his mind with time. The mission ships not only brought contraband to different worlds, but they also transferred suspicious individuals clutching books bound in strange hide. Not everyone liked it, but no one was brave enough to challenge the orders of the terrifying Vakimo. The Imperial Navy was wary of the rise of the Von Valancius. They saw themselves as dogs guarding the flock of the Emperor's subjects, and there was a new master of the pack. Therefore, the dynasty was watched with utmost diligence, and the admirals feared that one day they would have to go to war against the rogue traitor. Chartist Captain Astorius Thorfast founded the Thorfast and Companions Merchant Company, excelling in trade and acquiring a substantial escort fleet. After 3 decades, he traveled to the Maw to return to the Imperium in the hopes of obtaining a fabled warrant of trade. It is not known how that adventure ended. When the rogue trader's apostasy became apparent, the Imperial Navy fulfilled its duty and fought the Von Valancius dynasty. The Battle of Dargonis ended in a resounding defeat, and the surviving ships fled to distant systems. Disheartened but not broken, the captains vowed to rebuild their force and planned raids into apostate territory. Even the Adeptus Arbites were outlawed throughout the Expanse. A few of their members surrendered to the rogue trader, while many others went into hiding. The remainders either died in shows of resistance or made attempts to band together, eventually coalescing into a pirate gang known as the Lex Voidus. Under the pretext of restoring the rule of law, they unleashed horror and destruction on countless Von Valancius worlds. Solomorn Anthar, House Von Valancius' faithful watchdog, tracked down the Lex Voidus flagship and carried out the last sentence of the Adeptus Arbites in the Koronus Expanse. Dargonis continued to grow for 2 decades until a terrifying rebellion put a decisive end to its prosperity. A genetic abomination known as the Gene Stealer cult infiltrated the hives of Dargonis and tried to take over the world. This is because we never stopped them. I couldn't figure out where they were. Millions were exterminated in purges, and street battles destroyed many hives, setting Dargonis back centuries and depriving it of a chance to become the capital of the Expanse. The foulness that festered in the depths of Kiavagama was patient. Its tentacles crept into workshop after workshop, capturing magos after magos. The words of binaric mantras were distorted, and algorithmic catechisms was compromised. Beneath the shell of iron, a vile worm gnawed at the world's heart. The subjugation of Null Khalif left the Adeptus Mechanicus in awe. Kneeling before the changed demigod, they lost their resolve and no longer interfered in the governance of the colony. With ever-increasing boldness, the rogue traders' viceroys gained access to sacraments inaccessible to the laity and handed them over to their master. Janus was conquered, the xenospirits exorcised, and the wilderness was subdued. The fields grew until they covered the entire planet, and billions and tons of provisions were harvested there. Janus had become the breadbasket of the Expanse and had threatened it would be condemned millions to starvation. The nobility of the Expanse appreciated the idyllic conditions of the Pearl-like paradise world. White castles rose above the agri-complexes in their mud, and the shining knights of Janus gifted the sector with many a hero who covered themselves in glory. Apparently, they were on Dargonis. Yeah, I don't know where on Dargonis, but, I guess. Vistena Viat's reign was long and bloody. The Prince of Pleasure bestowed the secrets of metamorphosis upon her, and Janus's nature was transformed. An endless string of serfs was sent into her palace, the blood, flesh, and souls consumed in experiments of endless revelry. Over the years, her body became covered in scales, long and sinuous. She was no longer left her lair, which was filled with specimens of delicious degradation and corrupted wisdom. The mines, so I guess she becomes like a keeper of secrets, is it? The mines of Vabos 6 grew deeper and deeper, and soon the planet became the darkest and most frightening colony of the Expanse. The final stop for the exiled and the damned, the brutal, hardened inhabitants of the Death World feared neither humans nor xeno horrors, knew no mercy, and were known as the most fearsome fighters in the sector, who had traded their lives for the right to leave the eternal darkness of the mine. Guarded, luxurious palaces were built under the climate domes, shrouded by clouds of poison. They housed so many powerful blackguards, persecuted aristocrats, and wealthy scoundrels that Babo 6 gained unimaginable political influence. Such grand and sinister deeds were done there that long before the grim death world was spoken of as a new political center of the Expanse. The cult of the Final Dawn gladly submitted to their new leader from the Von Valancius dynasty. They saw him in the promised harbinger of the final daybreak, whose light would change the Expanse forever. Seeing a true champion of the Dark Gods in the Rogue Trader, the word-bearers established themselves in the Von Valancius' domain. Thousands of scribes scratched away at data slates, slowly losing their minds as they recorded the words of the unholy teachings, and thousands of Vox broadcasts the word-bearers' hideous sermons across the Expanse. Urlan the Cruel was not an advisor to the Rogue Trader for long. During a session of vile worship with his master, he was struck by a vision that was equally frightening and awe-inspiring. The terror instilled in his heart of the hardened heretic was so profound and incomprehensible that Urlan promptly embarked on a journey. The Eye of Terror itself was his goal. He hoped to find someone who could interpret the vision that had overwhelmed him. No one could say if fate would ever lead him back to the Expanse, or if the Rogue Trader would accept them if he did. After recovering from Quarter's regime, Footfall reclaimed its status as the trading hub of the Expanse. Having learned a bitter lesson, Vladimir Tokara created the Footfall Partisans Militia, a well-equipped mercenary army that answered only to him. A modicum of order returned to the station. The changes that the Von Valancius dynasty brought to Footfall endured on the station long after. The time of inquiety declared by the Rogue Trader turned Footfall into a nest of depravity. Peaceful traders could hardly find a place to dock among the pirate ships, and merchants no longer even bothered to wipe the blood from their ill-gotten gains. The Imperial Navy tried to free Footfall from this bane 3 times, each time retreating with heavy losses. Probably given some gifts from Slaanesh. Daemonhood isn't given away nilly-nally. I mean, it sounds like she got, like, at least demoneted. Successfully foiling the Custodes' plans won't guarantee it. The Drusans, who tried to oppose the corruption, were slaughtered, banished from Footfall. Their preachers were enticed by the absence of authority, staining their black robes with wine and blood. They started giving mock pardons and imposing penance on the new heretics. Liege Tokara, under a secret oath of loyalty to the Rogue Trader, slowly but surely corrupted the station. During the restoration of the magnificent statue of the God Emperor, his craftsmen introduced faults in the structure that were invisible to the naked eye. Years later, astropaths noticed that the light of the Astronomicon was greatly dimmed around Footfall. The corrupted harvests from Janus were reaped in Footfall's aggro chapels. The food cooked from it sowed the seeds of corruption among the station's citizens and bred voracity into all things. Hedonistic cults appeared seemingly out of nowhere all over the station, the most prominent among them being the cult of the Blessed Harvest. It took it upon itself to cultivate tainted crops so everyone could taste the fruit of true faith. The Rycat system turned into a purulent world wound of corruption, poisoning the Expanse. The surreal energies of the yawning warp legion held its planets together even in absence of the gravitational pull of the star, defying the very laws of existence. Immense depravity took root on Rycat Menoris, and it poured out into other systems with vile glee. This was the demon planet. After returning to the place where his path as a rogue trader had begun, Biggest Turg Von Valancius founded a new capital on Rycat Menoris, asserting his right to rule over any manifestation of warp horror in the Koronus Expanse. That's very fitting as, like, a demon prince. That I lose access to Dargonis because it gets overrun with gene stealers, so I say, okay, cool, my capital is going to be a demon world that's merged with the Imperium. The people of Rycat Menoris, saved by the Rogue Trader, eventually found a new home. The colony of New Rycat was founded at the edge of our domain. The world's inhabitants were mostly consisted of highborn nobles with very few serfs. Not willing to sully their hands, the aristocrats started buying up pirate captives. Soon, New Rycat became the favorite safe haven for void outlaws. In memory of this world and all who perished on its surface or met a fate worse than death, construction began on the orbital slipways of Footfall of a glorious cathedral ship called Rykat's Sacrifice. The miraculous fusion reactor powered its engines and cannons, fueling them with the fierce power of the Modus Force. Rumors of a natural psi focus supplied as tithe in a backward world spread across the Koronus Expanse like a fire on the lower deck. Fueled by the greed of trading companies, mining consortia, and freelance diggers, the Certium extraction increased, and the mineral soon flooded other systems. The Certium's pernicious influence did not make itself known until generations later, when various places that stockpiled it became the hotbeds of repulsive mutations and corrupt cults, much to the satisfaction of the ruinous powers quietly watching their new flocks from behind the immaculate blue of the rock. Rumors of the rotting remains of an Eldari craft world spread around the expanse. Explorers, privateers, Casablanca agents, and anyone hungry for easy money all rushed to the frontier systems to vie for a piece of the prize. Some swallowed by the warp, while others perished in skirmishes with their rivals. The most skilled and fortunate returned empty-handed after decades of searching. The colossal ship, as big as a world, simply vanished as if it had never existed. But the legend of the forbidden treasure lived on and continued to bring daring souls to ruin. Half a century later, the Expanse trembled to the echo of Eldari war songs. Myriad of warbands appeared out of nowhere, leaving a trail of bodies in their wake before disappearing into webway gates, masterfully hidden from the eyes of the Monkey. The children of Assyrian had come to avenge the death of the craft-world Cruderak. Their woeful retribution lasted decades until both races were war-worn and out of blood to spill. The spirit monolith, purified by the Harlequin troop on the Crone world, was hidden from the insatiable eyes of the Monkey by raging warp storms. Ships started going missing more frequently in systems close to the planet. Even the most courageous captains gave that region a wide berth. It was named the Damned Reefs. Somewhere on the underside of reality lay Camorra, woven from manifold other dimensions and illuminated as always with the light of a stolen sun, its street ever filled with screams and agonies. The misfortune experienced by the Dark City became another scar on its appalling face, lost among thousands of other vile blemishes. As long as pain pulsed in its blood-soaked spires, the insatiable and unshakable Camorra continued to fight through the webway, along with its unchanging ruler, the leader of the Cabal of the Black Heart, and most dangerous of all Drukhari, Asdrubal Vecht. After the Rogue Trader's visit, dimensional rifts opened around the spire of the Reaving Tempest, flooding the streets with demons. This incursion terrified Camorra. The Cabal of the Black Heart managed to stop it, but some Archons saw the event as a sign of their leader's weakness. Others interpreted it as a grim omen for the entirety of the Dark City. Perhaps they were right. Not all the abominations from the Imperium that broke into the spire were hunted down. Entities that served the edge of daybreak hid in the darkest corners, making plans of further destruction of the Dark City and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. They knew the opportunity would present itself very soon. Dark Guards are fickle and cruel for a reason. Selling your soul to them is a fool's errand, not advised for many, many reasons. Has to live on a demon world. You're right, I can't exist on real space for very long, right? I wonder if your character gets a visit from Tuska Demon Killer later. He jumps from Cornate Demon world to Cornate Demon, fighting non-stop. I mean, I guess we're technically a Zinchian Demon Prince. I would guess. Considering we served sort of the Weaver. The fall of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest united Camorra for a brief and bloody moment. The elites of the Dark City set their squabbles aside and found new game in tearing apart the domain of Archon Yimerus. The fate of the Reaving Tempest reminded the other Cabals that nothing lasts forever in the Dark City, save the city itself. In the end, the cult of the Fatal Thirst did not recover from the demon's bloodbath in the arena. After losing all its succubi, it became an easy target, and soon the entire arena, along with its spectators, died in a surprising and sudden rapid dimensional clap, sending the screaming xenos souls right into the maw of she who thirsts. That's excellent. I love that. Leaving the Necron system behind, the Star God eventually obliterated every tomb world by the ancient Xenos race. The old hatred of the Satan, betrayed by their deathless servant, whispered inside him. Biggest Turg von Valancius took a percentage of the tithe as payment for his help to the Arbites. The resources were used to construct a void station, the gem of the dynasty, a true ornament to the Koronus Expanse. The monumental structure remained standing for centuries after its creator's death. The voice of Voxmaster Vigus Suri Ota of the Ptoleman dynasty was long heard in the Expanse. Its echo embedded itself in the vox frequencies of the worlds the Rogue Trader visited, driving those who had the misfortune of hearing it mad. Though deranged laughter and wretched weeping, the message could be heard. Valancius comes. As the years passed, Master Helmsman Ravner's ill temper became even more unbearable. Continuing his never-ending watch on the bridge, he tormented any member of his crew whom he deemed not sufficiently diligent in fulfilling their duties. Holding the helm with his many hands, he woefully pronounced grim prophecies, filling hearts with despair. As the years passed, Janrock became so corpulent that he was unable to leave his chambers, preferring to administer affairs through messengers. His monumental body could not squeeze onto the common decks, which was for the better. The High Factorium's tastes, both refined and hideous, represented a flagrant example of moral depravity and proved too odious for even the Rogue Trader's crew to witness. I like this. So it's kind of like we have like Zinch, Korn, Nurgle, and then Sourback, Slanesh. Slourback served as the Rogue Trader's master at arms for many years. At the head of a horde of frenzied enforcers, she landed on worlds and boarding stations to replenish the ship's crew with new captives. If any dared resist, she would beat them to death with her merciless maul. Those who submitted to her were never seen again. Each landing and boarding added scars to her face until it disappeared completely behind a riot of old wounds with only a pair of eyes in it. That's badass. Ablaze with hatred, she earned the fearsome sobriquet, the Lady of Scars. Danrock more Slaneshi? Yeah, I mean, it's a little of both, I guess. What about the dead lower? Really dead? No immortal orc wog? Not yet. As years passed, Zachary Weiss's obsession and his dark proclivities grew even more apparent. His choir was replenished with captive astropaths from worlds and ships ransacked by the rogue trader, a ghostly gathering of souls taken by the warp which surround him as he sat behind an organ of living flesh and played upon its symphony of despair, the Imperium his only audience. The former prefect was sentenced to tie the counting duty for the rest of her life. For several years, she inhabited a tiny room stacked with papers until one day she felt the life going out of her withered body. She assembled her few subordinates and meticulously handed over the various responsibilities. Her final words were, "This completes the reading of the list. Rank 2 clerk and scribe of Voltaire is hereby stepping down for death-related reasons." Gregorius Strax of Vabo 6 reminded his duties with zeal unfathomable to the common mind. Under his leadership, the penal world became a paragon of order and a place of incarceration that criminals feared more than death. Strax spent his final years in a small, damp room disturbingly reminiscent of a jail cell. He declined every award and honor for his assiduous service and preferred solitude to any kind of company. Urban Drivestem, who led Dargonus, cared more about preserving the influence of his line than the well-being of the Protectorate. His blind ambition lost him the governor's seat within the respect of his family. Within a few generations, one of the largest houses of Dargonus turned into an obscure family of petty aristocrats. Toriana Gaprak missed the moment with her family, which had previously functioned like a well-oiled machine, started to fall apart, racked by infighting. Among her distant relatives, many blamed Toriana for the Kiabagama disaster. Soon, the Gaprak family splintered into warring factions and spent centuries locked in a violent struggle, only occasionally punctuated by futile attempts to reunite the house. Profane orders issued by the rogue trader in defense of the commandments of the God Emperor pushed Macarius Sourback to betray his master. But the traitor in the making was turned over to the rogue trader by the son of the zealous aristocrat. No longer held back by his father's authority, Hector Sourback, as the new head of the house, was quick to indulge in new opportunities previously beyond his reach. The retribution that Nocturne of Oblivion promised the rogue trader arrived when relentless Aldari Avengers swept down on the Von Valancius Protectorate. In their wake, several Harlequin troops performed the monstrous and mesmerizing bloody melody of coals fading into the night that bathed Janus into the sorrow and fury of a playwright in a horned mask. Interesting. After months of searching, Dargonus' wardens found the remains of Achilles Sclander on the lowest level of the hive. Jukari artifacts and records discovered beside him indicated that an agent of the Inquisition had been compromised and was working for the Xenos. The savage deeds that Gordai Skatov witnessed on Footfall traumatized him forever. Oh, the architect. His architectural genius was shattered. Only the rare collection of a true connoisseur held his work, written in a shaky hand. The ultimate void station and mortuary. The Expanse is full of strange stories, and yet one of the most bizarre tales emerged in the wake of rogue trader Von Valancius' rise to prominence.
The Big 5-0.
Zarek, thank you for the Big 5-0. Welcome, welcome, welcome. According to the legend, on every world the rogue trader visited, people or objects would suddenly vanish without a trace if they ever found themselves in the same room as a mirror, even an utterly ordinary one. Oh, I love that. That's the mirror we picked up from the planet. The fact that the Von Valancius flagship had been infected with the Gene Stealer's cult corruption was kept secret. The rogue trader's prestige and reputation had to be protected from harm, and all that remained was to hope that no new seeds of aberration were sprouting in the dark corners of the Expanse. Having completed the last journey with his Lord Captain, Abelard Wersarian, with the gracious permission of the rogue trader, left his post as seneschal and took over helm of his large family. Upon arriving on Dargonus, he immediately assembled his family for a celebratory dinner. The wine at the feast was poisoned as Abelard's own mind. The honorable seneschal would never have to leave his festive hall again, destined to look over his beloved family forever. No one was going to take them from him now. No one can hurt you now, he muttered, repeating the words like a sick mantra while caressing the ulcer-ridden lips, his swollen hands, the dead faintly echoing him. Oh my God! Abelard kills his entire family in a suicide pact? Wow. Maybe our corruption got too far, man. That is Nurgle. Gee whiz. The Expanse was falling ever further into darkness, surrendering to the powers of the enemies of humanity. But even in the deepest shadows, a spark can be found. A white-haired maiden carrying a silver star with a charred shard of an Aquila at her waist began to enter the dreams of the faithful. She inspired the bold to rise up against the forces of the archenemy. And for the frail, the sick, and those tormented in captivity, she offered solace and words of strength to embolden them in their face of suffering. Cool, Argenta becomes a ghost. Abelard gave into despair, yeah. Well, I mean, probably for the best, considering that the planet gets overrun with gene stealers, like, shortly afterwards. Enjoying the privileges of the Mercatum Tabula Officiale, Jay Hadari found her way into the heart of the Expanse's underworld. She became known as the Baroness of Shadows. Having amassed so much wealth and influence, she came to control the economic fate of the sector. Even the most powerful figures in the Expanse were forced to reckon with and despise her. For a long time, Jay was able to thwart any attempt on her life until one day, she disappeared. Many continue to believe she still rules the Expanse from the shadows even deeper than before. Vizier Cabela of the Bloodspun Web performed a great reading of the Emperor's Tarot, and a card, the Lord of Swords, showed her cult a new path and new teaching. The spinners vested themselves in gold, painted their faces with blood, came to the upper decks, and took the power and respect they were once owed as the Undying One's chosen servants. The spinners surrounded the Doman with a barrier of sharp blades, becoming his guard of honor and the ship's new gentry. Proud officers bent their stiff necks before them. Commoners filled their cups with their blood. The Bloodspun Web extended a thread to each of the dynasty's world, picking new recruits among those bearing marks of strong and noble blood. The Vizier's reading portended grim changes, and the Bloodspun Web was making sure it would have the numbers and weapons to face what was to come. I mean, she never cuts my thread, which is pretty good. With her newly acquired power and resources, Jay Hadari expended a great deal of effort to put an end to the cult of the Bloodspun Web. The ease of which she sent assassins after the spinners and spread damning propaganda betrayed her strong vested interest. Many thought her actions reckless and expected a retaliatory strike to be delivered, but it never came. With the card of the Emperor Tarot spread before her in the darkness, Vizier Cabela performed one reading after another, but as much as it troubled her, she could find no command to end the life of her braven adversary. Thus, the blade remained sheathed. I didn't know they hated each other. Many were surprised at the tolerance Cabela showed towards clear sign of the rogue trader's apostasy. However, a day came when the Emperor's Tarot told Cabela it was the Doman's time to go. After spending the watch in reflection and meditation, she made up her mind. She came up to the bridge with a ceremonial dress and presented the Doman with a steel chest fastened by a chain. The chain was made of broken blades that had belonged to Cabela, and the chest contained the Emperor's Tarot deck. As part of rejecting the Undying One's will, Cabela also disowned his relic and never touched his cards again. Cabela, she loves us so much, she let us go. That's a good ending as far as I'm concerned for her. Because Cassia Orselio learned from every bitter lesson she was given throughout her travels with a rogue trader. She became the Novator in her house despite her fears, her hatred of her kin, and her regent's manipulation. Most of all, she did it in defiance of the rogue trader, whom she despised until the end of her life. Like her predecessor, Cassia ruled House Orselio with an iron fist through force and fear. The Starway Atlas, which contained the memories of Tisiphone and the Sethlacan, lost its power. House Orselio navigators once again had to rely on skill alone in the depths of the Imperium. Tired, afraid, and angered by their own weakness without the Atlas, the navigators rose up against the Novator. Cassia crushed the rebellion with an iron fist. She desperately tried to bring her house back from ruin and recreate the Atlas that had been so unwisely destroyed. But fate was not on her side. She eventually left the post of the Novator and passed the unwanted title to a young heir. You're the one who wanted to do it, Cassia. You dummy. Adira Plas pledged her loyalty to the ruinous powers to save her damned soul and allowed herself to merge with the voices that had been directing her for so long. Good ending. For centuries, the many-faced monstrosity she eventually turned into guided the rogue trader on his path of corruption with wicked prophecies spoken by its innumerable mouths. Only Biggest Turg von Valancius himself could decipher a single truthful message from the thousand of profane utterances and the maddening cacophony of voices. Man, I like want to play the post-Rogue Trader game where you get to have this like ship full of demon monsters. Having revealed himself as the renewed messiah of discontinuing, Pascal caused great turmoil. Free from his vow of service, he did not burden himself with leadership over the fleet. He just took one combat squadron and retreated into a remote sector for contemplation. Decades later, his ships were spotted among the heretics of the Cauldron, a sector touched by corruption. Their tech crews revered the Omnissiah, but his image was haunting. No one dared depict the Deus de Mechanicus in this manner before, adorned with sinister, flesh-embedded lumens and golden mech armor, crowned with clawed wings. The Omnissiah chose a grim and belligerent likeness to which to appear before his unrighteous Messiah. Having walked a thorny path by the rogue trader's side, Yerlet met her end on an altar as an offering to she who thirsts. Her soul was wounded by the Lord Captain's monstrous betrayal, but the suffering did not last long. The dark deity soon consumed her. Yerlet Lanavis remained a prisoner of Camorra in soul and body until the end of her days. Her re-education was put in the hands of the best witches, and her body was given over to the finest masters of flesh. Soon enough, the child of Assyrian corrupted her own spirit stone. proving to her dark kin that she was one of them. What? That doesn't make sense. That's not what happened. Okay. Having dealt with the Adeptus Abertis, Solomon Anthor became the Rogue Trader's personal investigator. Whenever Biggest Turkbon Valancius wanted to track someone down, he would send Solomon and his faithful dog. There was no hiding from them. Glado's jaws were relentless in tearing apart the dynasty's enemies. When the Cybermastiff's body became possessed by a demon, lured there by his master's devastating fury, Anthor merely smiled a wry smile, pleased that his beast was now more deadly and invincible than before. Oh, that's sick. That's awesome. Duty demanded that Magos Halmanen and Marshal Anthar part ways. During their last meeting, Pascal made a few modifications to Glado's design, increasing his massive service life several-fold. When the gift had any impact on Solomon is uncertain, but on more than one occasion, having his faithful dog at his side would turn out to be his salvation in the darkest of days. That rules, man. I love that he becomes a demon dog. Marazai Azresh died by the Rogue Trader's hand, but the mark he left on the Lord Captain's soul never disappeared. Poisoned by the venom that was injected into his veins by his skilled and sadistic lover, over the years, Biggest Turk was consumed more and more by a haunting and insatiable thirst for heinous pleasure, heedless of the suffering of others. The great noble space wolf Ulfar ultimately found the honorable death he longed for, died in the fight with the Rogue Trader who had betrayed the Allfather, and his spirit soared into Kajal Hala, where he met his brothers, the Baleful Howl. There, only the dead know. Poisoned by venom? Well, Marazai was doing like kinky poison stuff with us all the time, so I think it's like, it didn't kill us, it was just like venom that we had that made us want to kill things. Such was the echo of the deeds of the Rogue Trader of House von Valancius, deeds that transformed the Koronus Expanse and prepared it for events more darker and more violent. But these are the events of a different story. This one has come to an end. Yay! We did it! Oh my god. Dudes, what a game. What an absolute game. A true beast, honestly. A journey. I really like that ending. Pretty much everything that I wanted to happen happened. I'm only sad that it didn't happen like in game, but it's cool that it happened in the epilogue. I love that like everyone got pretty much corrupted by demons. Adira became a demon. Solomon's dog became a demon. Pascal became a heretic. Erlon ran away from us because he was a coward. How significant is one playthrough to another? I mean, it seems like the things you do change the story pretty dramatically. Like, we caused the entire galaxy, or at least the Koronus Expanse, to fall completely into chaos. And there are certainly other ways that you could do it. You could definitely save it and make it so that like chaos is pushed back. Seems like there's got like there's so many events that happen that I was like, whoa, this would be completely different if I played as Dogmatic or Iconoclast. So there's certainly a lot of options. You really want to play it now? I'd recommend it. It's very good. I think the DLC probably pushes it to like, I don't know how long we played this run, honestly. 44 YouTube videos, most of which were 2 hours long, but a couple of which were like 6. I would say 100 hours, easily, maybe 120. Now, it's also longer because I'm literally having to read out every single piece of text. Here's all the Kickstarter backers. It's on Game Pass. Really? That's very good to know. We were even more heretic than Erlon, so we ran away. Yep. Game Pass doesn't have the DLC, so no Cabela and Solomon. Okay. That's a bit of shame, because like Act 4 is also mostly DLC. Like there wasn't really a lot of quests in Act 4. There was like go to football and then immediately go to Euphrates. And all the other quests were pretty short. I guess there was the quest to go to like investigate Turbantis. But it felt like most of Act 4 was Solomon stuff and Cabela stuff. Because I think all the stuff with Gene Stealers is you only get that if you play with Cabela. I think. Not that I don't enjoy listening to Agent, but I'd be playing it more. If I were playing it, I'd want more voice acting. Yeah. And Owlcat knows that. I expect in Dark Heresy we will see even more voice acting. But the unfortunate thing is, it's just like it's really expensive. Like, it's crazy that Baldur's Gate voice acted the whole game. That alone must have been, like, the budget for their voice acting must have been through the roof. So I'm hoping Owlcat can find a way to make it work for Dark Heresy, but it's difficult. Easily 100 plus hours, probably even more with the DLC. Yeah. Need an alpha date for Dark Heresy. Man, as soon as I know anything, I'll let you guys know. You should be on your list since you bought the special edition. I think this is only if you Kickstarter backed it. So you had to buy it like not just the special edition. But I could be wrong. You can also see this list in game if you go to the Rogue Trader's desk. There's like a terminal next to it that you can search for your name. VAing all that text would have been so expensive, but also VAing the whole thing would have been so good. Oh my god, yeah. Can you also imagine like if they did like the Baldur's Gate conversation camera? Like, that's what I want. I'd really like it if you could like zoom in on the people when you were talking to them. Now, I know like the models are not as nice as they are in something like Baldur's Gate, so it would look kind of more like Knights of the Old Republic or something, but I still think it would rule. You got it as soon as you saw it. Oh yeah, you're probably in here then. Mango, you're also here? Nice. I'm gonna be in the Dark Heresy one for sure. AI will become pretty standard for VAing. It's still like pretty bad right now, and also like a lot of people are not going to want to work with you, and you're also not going to sell a lot of copies. I will agree on a lot of things. It will be, especially in like modding. I think AI voice acting will be very common. But I don't expect we're going to see it in like big titles like this for a very long time. Be really funny with that glitch where you're lying down. If it had combo cameras, oh yeah. Just snoozing in the middle of a combo with Calcazar. What game is next? We're gonna do... we have a key for The King is Watching, so we're probably gonna play that just for like a indie first look. And then we gotta do some Age of Wonders stuff. The Age of Wonders Griffin beta has dropped, and the DLC I get access to. Well, I have access to, but I can't, the embargo will come up for that pretty soon in August, so... Those would be the next big ones. We did it, folks. Thank you for joining us. For those of you on YouTube who have sat here for 44 episodes, I muchly appreciate it. For everybody here on Twitch also, it's been a very, very long grind, but it's been an absolute joyous time. I've really, really liked it. Thank you so much for joining us for Rogue Trader. We hope you come back. Join us in the next one. Until then,